Hackman Lumber's newly remodeled stores in St. Peters and Pacific, or their showroom in Troy, Missouri. Hackman Lumber. The only...
Let's get nasty on a Monday. It's on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals played baseball yesterday, just not very well. Miles Michaelis once again threw some batting practice at Busch Stadium. And as I talked to neighbor Dave yesterday, neighbor Dave came home from the Cardinals game with his lovely wife, Donna. I said, how was the game?
Oh, boy.
Donna looked at me and she said, the food was excellent.
Oh.
No? I said, you didn't hear it? She goes, nope, I heard you. Food was excellent. I go, okay. So I'm sure a lot of you felt the same way if you did attend that game. If you happen to watch it on TV, not that it was much better. Mariners win 10-4. Jamie, you had asked me a really important question about the Mariners coming into work today. What was that again?
Well, I was double-checking because going into the series against the Mariners, I thought, okay, the Mariners can't hit. So if the Cardinals can just get some marginal offense, this should be at least a series win.
Yeah.
But then the Mariners come in and put up big numbers, except for the one game, but the other two games, pretty impressive numbers.
Yeah.
Like that offense looked like it was clicking.
Certainly yesterday.
It wasn't supposed to be that way.
No.
Anthony, why is that?
Well, I think Miles Michaelis started. Did I mention that Miles Michaelis started yesterday?
He's a starting pitcher, Anthony.
He is a starting pitcher.
I think he's an opener now because he doesn't go very deep. No?
Wow.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miscategorize it?
No, you didn't.
Well,
You didn't. You can't go into next season with him in your rotation, right? If you at least plan on being
No, how can you?
a
He's
playoff team, or at least
I think he's the
tickling
one pitcher.
a playoff team.
I'd have to check on this, and I'll dive deeper. But I'm just going to say, I think the ball has been hit harder per average against Miles Michaelis than any other pitcher in the rotation.
You know, it's a bet I wouldn't go against.
Anthony, every time they swing the bat, the ball comes off like a piss missile.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
It's not great.
what do you want him to do?
I don't know.
Not
Something.
Seriously,
that.
seriously, you can't go into next year with him in your rotation, right?
So
He's got 1 year left on his contract.
the question is, what are your expectations? Because if you don't go with him, or you don't go with Lance Lynn, and maybe Kyle Gibson, who those two have team options for the next year, who's going to start?
So you have right now you got Sonny Gray, and you've got Andre Palante that are under contract,
And Eric Fetty.
and Eric Fetty. Excuse me, thank you.
And
so you got
Steven
three.
Matz.
So you got three guys right now in Gray, Palante, and Fetty
Under contract.
that you feel good about,
Oh, okay.
or at least okay about.
But you got 5 guys under contract.
And
You've got like
then
6 or 7.
You
at
got
this
7
point.
guys that
And
you can.
then I think it's time to move on from who'd you say?
There was
Michaelis,
Gray, Fetty,
Refer to him.
Palante, Matz,
Steven Matz.
Mike.
Miles
He
Michaelis?
pitches for the Blue Jays.
No.
No. He
he's
actually
on the
has
Cardinals.
pitched a little bit for the
They put him in the
Cardinals.
bullpen
Very
for the
little,
last game.
mind you, but he has been here for 3 years.
The Blue Jays pitcher?
He's been here
He's
for
a
3
Cardinals
years.
pitcher.
He's got one more year.
You might struggle because he gets hurt a lot.
You're talking about the former Blue Jays pitcher that's no longer in the league.
Anthony,
No. He's a Cardinal.
he's a
Anthony.
Cardinal. Different bird. And Anthony, one thing I know about you is you know about birds.
I do.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're an avid bird watcher.
You are.
I've
Yeah.
seen you in action.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is a Cardinal, not a Blue Jay.
He was a Met before that.
Interesting.
I know you were like he was.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the same guy. He
same
pitched
guy.
for the Blue Jays, the Mets,
Yeah.
and then
He's been a Cardinal
fell
for a
out.
while.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. But again,
Anyways.
he misses time because
Yeah.
of injuries. So,
Gotcha.
But he's still on the payroll.
but he's on the roster.
Okay, got it. So yeah, you've got 3 guys that you like for next year: Sonny Gray, Andre Palante, Eric Fetty. You cannot roll back with Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Okay, I can hear you on Miles Michaelis and Steven Matz. I will push back and disagree because they are both under contract. So in my opinion, the Cardinals don't strike me as a franchise that's just going to let money walk out the door.
Sure.
And they have to pay it while that person either sits on the couch or plays for another team. So let's add those two to the rotation, or add those two to the list.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is Kyle Gibson, who is probably your second best pitcher this year. So now you got 6 guys, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk away from Lynn, okay, Matt, you don't have to pick up his option. Fine. He's a Cardinal. He's going to start this week. Again, if you had no intentions on picking up his option, I don't know why the hell you would start him. But let's just say, for kicks and giggles, they decide to go in a different direction. You got 6 guys, 4 of which, in my opinion, will be on the roster. Actually, all 6 will be on the roster because the other 2, Michaelis and Matz, are under contract. Are they starting? I don't know. But in my opinion, your starting rotation looks something like Sonny Gray, Eric Fetty, Kyle Gibson, hopefully Andre Palante, because he's been your best pitcher. That's 4. Anthony, there are only 5 guys, unless you want to go with that 6-man rotation that they throw out there every now and then. That means 1 more guy, 2 of which still under contract.
I'll give you the fact that they've got volume. What they don't have is substance.
We know in life it's about quantity, not quality, right? It's about how many, not how good. You focus.
Depends who you ask.
There you go. How many times? How many do you have? Plenty. How good are they? Don't focus on that. Focus on how many we got.
Okay, but Carey, let me ask you a question. Take your emotions out of this, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Just dial it in here. Do you really think, not what you think they'll do, but do you, Carey Davis, think the Cardinals can look at their rotation, and John Mozeliak already on record saying there will be some changes. What that means, I don't know. But do you think the Cardinals can roll it back again after the attendance has dropped historical, below anything Busch Stadium has ever seen? Do you think you can roll it right back out just because they're under contract?
I didn't think they could roll it out there with what they had. I didn't think they should have done it this year. I was caught off guard by the fact that 2 of the pitchers that you signed and 3 of the pitchers that you would have in your rotation led the league in hits allowed, in Michaelis, Lynn, and Gibson. I was shocked, amazed that was the decision that you made, and thought that it would be better. Now, we all thought the first couple of weeks, this isn't bad, huh?
No, I think we said it's fine.
Yeah.
No. I think we said this isn't bad.
I think what we said was the pitching isn't killing you.
This is better than expected.
Better than last year, maybe.
Better than we expected for this year.
Which, by the way, I hate that statement.
Back. We need to go back and pull
That's
the tapes.
better than what you had. I hate that now.
Well, yeah, I don't want.
I'm confident.
Later, Jamie.
That's what I said.
But we felt pretty good, right?
We felt fine.
We felt fine. I can go back to the Lance Lynn in L.A. where he got out of that inning and we were like, oh, he put himself in trouble first series. So he put himself, but he got out of it, and we were like, okay.
But this is when Carey was wearing the glasses every day,
too.
So he's a little blurred.
He's a little confused.
Okay, maybe. But here's the thing: I don't. Do I think that they should go in a different direction? Hell yes.
Okay, there we go.
Do I
was just
think
checking
that
on your
they
sanity,
will?
quite honestly.
This is why I'm insane. you hit the nail on it, because in my heart of hearts, I know this has to change. But then I see it with my eyes. See, I'm a believer. We're in the show me state, Jamie.
Oh, yes,
you've been here long enough. This is the show me state. So what you show me is what I'm going to believe. And what they've shown me, this is going to be right back. Run it back.
I don't think they can. I think as much as John Mozeliak and the Cardinals would love to just status quo, run it back, risk averse, I don't think they can.
Okay.
I think when they have their meetings coming up here, I think the DeWitts are going to step in and be like, guys, we just can't. We can't. We either have to go with some younger guys and give them a chance, or spend some money and go get some other guys, which they probably won't do. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they sit in that boardroom and go, hey, our rotation's set, right? Because we have the guys. Okay, where do we go from here? I just don't think that can happen.
They can't do it.
So where do they go? Because you just gave 2 options.
Yeah,
they go to the young guys.
One of which is not really an option.
They go with their internal options. You're spending the
Which
same
I'm okay
amount of
with
money.
this time.
Essentially. I understand what
I
you're saying
don't
with the
disagree.
contracts, but if we're going to play the contract game, you're essentially just pushing that. Look, Carey, you're going to be right.
You kick the can down the road
You're going
until
to be
you
right,
can't kick it
and
anymore.
we're all going to hate it. Not because you're right, just because you're right about this specific thing.
Now, you can hate it because I'm right. I don't want to be right.
I will.
I don't want, in this case, I don't want to. I want to be wrong. I want somebody to text, tweet, Carey, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. They changed the entire road. I want that. I prefer it.
Yeah.
Please. I think it's going to happen.
Well, you got some support from the 618.
There you go.
CD is correct. Nothing will change.
Well, I'm done. I've done my job. I'm done here. I don't need to work anymore. That should be. You get a text from the 618 agreeing with you. You shouldn't have to work for the rest of the day. And that should be rule number 6. Is that where we're at?
We're getting deep here. I'm going to keep track
Yeah,
of
there's
this.
a lot of rules.
My goodness.
I thought we still only had 3.
I think we're.
Carey's added some.
Well,
Yeah.
we added the. You can't look at Anthony in his eyes. That's
This
like
is true.
rule 4.
But that's an off-air thing.
yeah, but
Is it?
we've
But
added it
then
to
we
the
look
list.
at you in your eyes and you talk to us off air about not doing it.
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
it kind of carries over.
It does.
So when I talk to you, I just look down and it's weird.
And when you're
because
looking, sometimes it's weird.
it's weird, right?
Right.
It's uncomfortable. But I was told, don't look at him in his eyes.
But you don't have to look that low either.
Well, if I look up, then it looks weird too. So,
Yeah.
Good point.
Just follow the rules, Carey. All right, let's pass on 101 ESPN. Overreaction Monday in the NFL. Are we overreacting to some of the things that we saw yesterday, or is it perfectly timed to overreact or have a proper reaction to some of the things that we saw? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Are you looking for brand new windows, replacement windows? You're doing some renovations. Maybe you had a bad summer where the efficiency of your window was terrible, and now you want to have a good window heading into the fall and winter. Call Window World. They are simply the best for less. They are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues, ranked number 1 in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. Also, Window World uses a double-strength glass that gives it a strength not commonly found in replacement windows. You stand on it, I did, and it didn't break. That tells me I'm getting a quality window, and I know the efficiency is good. It's also backed up with a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, glass breakage, and labor. And let's not forget that Window World currently offering up to 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. So really is no excuse. Get on that phone, call over there. But when you do call over there, tell them that Jamie Rivers from 101 ESPN sent you in. You're going to qualify for 4 Blues tickets to an upcoming game. You won't want to miss that. That number is 314-993-1800. That's 314-993-1800, or visit windowworldstlouis.com.
Yeah, I don't, Jamie. I'll let you take the floor here with your Patriots, but with the Bengals, there's three big moments in that game. They should, first and foremost, they should have lost the game. Okay, full stop on that. The Patriots were the better team yesterday in Cincinnati. I don't think they're the better team overall, but for 1 week, I'm eating crow because I said New England's going to have the number one overall pick next year. We'll see if that plays out. Maybe not. But with Cincinnati, there was some big moments there. One, you mentioned the Gesicki non-touchdown touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a big moment. The other one was it Gesicki who was also going into the end zone when he fumbled it?
No, that was the other tight end.
That was the other tight end?
He and I don't know what the heck that was.
So he's
ball security, man.
He's going in, he fumbles.
Yeah.
Instead of 6, the Patriots are coming back with the ball. And then you had a punt return that was muffed. That was fumbled. It wasn't even muffed. It was fumbled. So New England caused turnovers at the right time. So a couple of big swings in that game, or else Cincinnati maybe wins, it gets out of there with a close win. Here's the problem I thought with Cincinnati. Their O-line got pushed around, and their D-line got pushed around. I was shocked with how well New England played offensively along the line. That was supposed to be one of their issues. Instead, they mowed over Cincinnati's defensive line, especially in the running game. Again, offensively for Cincinnati, I think the Bengals' O-line didn't play that great. I agree. I don't think Burrow looked sharp. There's a couple of sideline shots. You're a big body language guy, Jamie.
Yeah.
He
looked disengaged.
He looked disengaged. He looked. I mean, that wasn't pretty at all.
Yeah.
I'm not quite ready to say that the Bengals are in trouble, but there's certainly some bigger holes that they need to fix than I thought originally.
Yeah. Look, let's just be honest here. I'm happy that my Patriots won, but they shouldn't have. Going into as far as the play during the game, yes, they earned it. But going into that game, they shouldn't have even been on the same field with that team. Now there are certain circumstances, especially with Jamar Chase, that whole situation, Joe Burrow not having some of the weapons that he probably wanted to have. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right, Anthony. Joe Burrow looked somewhat disengaged for most of the game. Head coach at the halftime interview was like, oh yeah, well, we just gotta play better, basically. Mm-hmm. Well, no kidding. But what's your actual solution to some of this stuff?
Yeah, they didn't have any counters.
I don't think they have anything. Again, the running game with Zach Moss as your lead back, I don't think that's the way to go. Joe Mixon and he showed it yesterday, he's a still very, very good running back. They don't have enough, in my opinion, up front. Offensively, like you said, Joe Burrow looked normal, where in the past he hasn't looked normal. You can see not having T. Higgins there, not having Jamar Chase in his full repertoire of what he normally does. And then the other receiver, who I'm blanking on his name, is no longer there.
Oh, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, but he's the third. But he was the third receiver, and on most teams, he's the number 2. Those three guys are better.
Fine.
No,
he's fine.
Tyler Boyd was really good for a number 3 receiver. Yes, on your number 3 cornerback, take him all day. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't. Okay, well, tell me the names of the other guys that they got right now.
I can't. Unfortunately,
Iovas.
I actually think he'll be fine in Boyd's role. There's a couple of plays where Burrow actually looked to him when he got into trouble, including along the sidelines. I'm not a big Tyler Boyd guy.
Well, that's a shame.
He had 2 catches yesterday, 15 yards for the Titans. To me, he's a jag.
You see who he's throwing the ball? Who's throwing the ball to him?
Come on.
Hey, they were winning at halftime, all right?
Until Willie Levis.
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Jamie, do you have an overreaction that's either a legit overreaction or not an overreaction?
For me, the overreaction is, I go right back to the Bears on this one. Is the overreaction that the Bears have picked another flop for quarterback? Justin Fields, lots of talent available. Did he always see the field the best? No, maybe not. But Caleb Williams came in to this season going to be the next one. The next Patrick Mahomes, people are saying. Mm. And it's one game. I understand it, but that's all I have to go on right now. He did not look good. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the offensive scheme, the offensive line. It did not look good at all. So for me, I was like, is Caleb Williams the next one that the Bears ruin?
My overreaction is Cleveland Browns are toast.
I don't know if that's an overreaction. I think that's just
thank you. Let's do it.
So it's like overreaction or proper reaction. I think that's a proper reaction.
They can change it.
If Deshaun Watson is not at quarterback,
Joe Flacco sitting at home.
There you go. I don't think, and I told you all this in the office, I don't think Deshaun
backing up somewhere.
Watson, he's in Indianapolis.
There you go.
I don't think he can see. I don't think he can see.
Well, you got Jameis Winston behind him, so good luck with that.
But Jameis couldn't see either. Jameis had to get contacts or LASIK. Like I don't think Deshaun Watson throwing corner routes, throwing go routes, like there is never a time. Like Coach Turner, my coach at Illinois, would get so pissed off at quarterbacks when they threw the ball out of bounds. Well, why the hell don't we just spike it then if you're going to throw the damn ball out of bounds? Why even call a play? Like he would be livid when the quarterbacks threw the ball, no pressure, nobody in your face, nothing running at you where you're trying to get rid of the ball. You're throwing the ball. He threw one ball damn near in the stands in the end zone. 10 yards past his receiver running a go route. He didn't even give him a chance.
Except there was a fan.
What are you doing? He didn't have a helmet on, Jamie.
He had a mask on. Now you got confused.
Like, what are you doing?
His head was painted orange.
He threw one ball, and they were laughing. They said, this is the best completion he had. He threw it to C.D. Lamb, who was on the sideline waiting for the Cowboys offense to go back on the field. It was really bad for Deshaun Watson. And you can say, oh, the offensive line, what? No. He's toast. I don't think he can.
He's not good.
I don't know how that happened because in Houston he was outstanding, and to watch him play football right now is a disrespect to the game of football. It is sad.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
He was terrible yesterday. Marsh, what do you got? Overreaction? Proper reaction?
Oh, this is totally an overreaction, but I think it's true. I think the Vikings are a playoff team.
There you go. Sam Darnold was outstanding yesterday. He was a fraction of the cost as Kirk. Unbelievable.
We got to stop this.
Sammy Square.
That's an overreaction.
Tell me you weren't excited.
He went 12 for 12.
He was outstanding.
His game.
I like Sam Darnold.
Well,
you and I are the only ones that are like, you know what? I think you could have a decent year.
Why can't he be Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay?
Did you see
I'm with
Shaky
you.
Bakey?
He looked good, too.
He looked good,
Four
too.
touchdowns.
Why can't he be that type of player? Also, this defense. Now, granted, the Giants are horrible.
They are
horrendous.
terrible. I apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize.
But
I apologize
they got Daniel Jones. Your
I
guy.
apologize. I thought that getting him some help up front and a number one receiver, they are terrible.
Remember that day I walked in?
Too.
I walked in.
The 100-year celebration uniform.
I walked in that one day, and I was like, Carey, I'm sorry. I'm out on this Cardinals team. That's how you feel.
How I feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong.
I was wrong about the Panthers being slightly improved.
They are terrible. They are. Now, Deshaun Watson
our apologies
was bad. Bryce Young is the same.
Man.
He said, hold my beer.
It's like, what are you?
First pass.
He can't throw on the move. Like, he's just.
He hit his back foot and he hit the defender like the defender was running a route. Go ahead, Marsh. Go ahead.
I was just, kind of bring it back to my Vikings. I thought, the defense, although, again, they played the Giants and Daniel Jones and that offense was horrible. Mm-hmm. The defense was, they played a part of that. And Brian Flores led defense. Like, you got to give him some credit because that defense did look pretty damn good.
He knows what he's doing.
Just keep him away from your quarterback.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say playoff team is because now, after week one, and this is the overreaction part of it, Caleb Williams, there's 2 wins right there. Jordan Love is out. There's 2 wins right there. That's 4 more. You got Atlanta.
That's
on the
5
schedule.
wins
That's
right
5
there.
wins. That's 5 wins right there that I didn't think they'd have.
Here's a proper reaction. The Falcons' offense is in trouble already.
They got 2 quarterbacks.
I gave you
Kirk can't move.
I sent you all a message, and I said Michael Penix will be starting in a couple of weeks. Is that an overreaction?
I prayed for it last night.
What are they going to do?
They're going to start Michael Penix.
What are they going to do with that Kirky contract?
Care. You know I'll what, Jamie? What I'm going to do? I'm going to read the Kirk Cousin book. It's called How to Make a Bunch of Dollars Without Doing Anything.
You know what good franchises do, Jamie? They don't care about the contract. They play the best player.
I know.
The offense is a problem, though. Like, overall. Did you see the tweet that Marsh shared with us?
Yeah, that was the formations and the plays that they ran based on the formation. Like, if you're going to be that obvious about what you're doing, defenses will figure it out.
Kirk Cousins never adjusted the pass protections either. Not once. TJ Watt was just
in fairness to
week one.
In fairness to
you know how I feel about Kirk Cousins.
Hold on. In fairness to the right tackle
terrible.
for the Atlanta Falcons, nobody's blocking TJ Watt.
Well, it's also hard when he's got cinder blocks his feet.
Well, that's a him problem.
Did you see when they tried to chip with Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I would. You just have me do it. It's the same result. T.J. Watt must have been laughing. And Drew Dole every time he were in shotgun. As soon as he lifted his head, he snapped it.
They snapped one into the tight end that was going in motion.
Yeah.
Every time, Drew Dole. Are you kidding me?
Where's your poker face,
You
bro?
went on one? You went on one every time, Kirky?
I can tell you that ain't going to work.
T.J. Watt's timing it? He had a strip sack that they call him offsides. I don't think he was offsides.
He wasn't offsides.
He's so good at
He
timing
knew the
it.
snap count and was off on the snap
my
of the ball.
Lord.
He beat the tackle off the ball. That's why the
Cleanly.
ref thought it was an offsides.
He's like,
the
there's
ball
no
was snapped.
way he was that good. He was. That offense, Carey. If you watch that offense.
This is going to be a great season with Anthony Stalter.
It was terrible.
That was a high school offense
That was
yesterday.
terrible. No, it was terrible.
Led by the most overrated, overpaid quarterback. Where are the Kirky Cousins fans, Marsh?
They're in
Oh, we were
Minnesota.
all celebrating him throwing interceptions yesterday.
He's better statistically than you think.
No, he's not. Watch the games.
Well, Anthony, he
sucks.
He was better when he had a better team around him.
He's got a damn.
I'll give you that.
Here's the thing. I don't know. I can no longer buy into the Drake London and Kyle Pitts stock.
Drake London's good. Kyle
Is
Pitts,
he?
Yeah.
When am I going to get to see this?
Drake
on a
London?
consistent basis, yes.
Drake London was pretty good with crap quarterbacks.
I need to see more.
Kyle Pitts, you and I can agree with. Drake London's a player.
I need more. Anthony's so
Finally
upset.
got a good defense. They're like, nah, we'll just hand millions of dollars to this fool.
He's so upset.
This is so fun.
Kirk just. For a guy that doesn't like to get hit, boy, he holds on to the ball long.
In a positive note, though, the Falcons' uniforms look great.
I like their uniform.
I like that
There you
look.
go. I do.
I like that look.
Thank you.
All right, Anthony, let's finish it on a high for you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the unis do look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
All right, I feel better.
They'll look great drafting first.
What's trending is next? I don't know the Panthers exist. Second, the two NFC South teams. All right, what's trending is next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update. Driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 to the Seattle Mariners over the weekend. They are off today. Andre Palante will take on the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow, 6:45. City SC played to a draw against New England, 2-2 on Saturday. They'll take on Minnesota this upcoming Saturday, 7:30 start time. And tonight, we have Monday Night Football that will close out week 1 of the NFL slate. 49ers and Jets right here on 101 ESPN with the pregame starting at 6:30. We have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, everybody's talking about him, and I don't know if the comments are that great, but Tom Brady made his debut yesterday in the booth for the Fox the 3:30 slate, and it was the Browns game with the Dallas Cowboys. It really wasn't much.
The Cowboys showed up.
The Cowboys showed up. The Browns did not.
No.
But Tom Brady made his debut, and he's getting some mixed reviews on the internet. What did you guys think of Brady, and do you think he'll grow into his role, or do you think he just doesn't have it, and this is just one of those things he's not good at?
Yeah, it's his first game. He hasn't even had a preseason game. He hasn't dabbled in doing it even on the radio to kind of find his groove. First day with his partner, never done a game before with that guy. First day going down on the field, gathering information. And, Carey, as you know, there's an overload of information that happens before the games.
Correct.
And as an analyst, you have to select certain things that you find to be important, and then you have to figure out how to put those into the game, but get in and get out quickly.
Correct.
You can't tell an entire story. You have to just make your point.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Tom Brady is learning quickly that he has great information. There's no doubt about it. It's Tom Brady. How he sees the game and what he interprets, all that is fascinating. But when the game is live, you've got to get in and you got to get out. And you can't be stepping on your partner's toes. You can't be taking over the call. You can't be talking through plays. Like, that's the play-by-play guy. And I think, for me, the energy wasn't there. It was just very one tone the whole game. Everything was just the same. No real difference in volume. If I'm watching the game, and one thing they do tell you when I started to get into it was, be emotional. Like, don't pick a side. Don't cheer for one team or the other, but be emotional. If it's a big play, raise the volume. And if it's a big turnover, raise the volume.
Like a 70-yard field goal that could happen.
Right.
If it's just a mundane play, don't raise the volume. People, there's no need to be always yelling and things like that. I didn't see any volume changes for Tom Brady throughout the game. But he's a super intelligent individual who knows the sport of football. Will he get better? Yes. Will he ultimately be one of the best? I don't know, to be determined. But so for me, it was mixed reviews because I thought some of the information he had was really, really good, stuff that I'd never heard before. And then on the flip side of it, he was long-winded at times, and the energy was lacking for me.
Yeah, it is it's a learning curve for trying to do it. Like, I had full transparency. I did my first game a couple of weeks ago on radio where I was the color analyst, and it is a kind of a dance with your partner trying to figure out when to get in, when to get out. Again, you can't talk too long because the play-by-play guy or gal has to be the person that is giving the information. They have to kind of set the tone and set the plate, and then you just come up and explain exactly what happened. So he'll get better at it. It's just learning how to when you got a new partner, somebody that you're just working with for the first time, I would hope that they had some practice runs off season where they watched some games and actually called it. I would assume that they did that. I don't think you would pay him X amount of dollars.
I don't think they did. Tom had a pretty busy schedule.
I would
this
hope
summer.
that he found time to get that done. But if not, it'll get better as it goes along. It's just, again, you know this, Jamie, and I know it's really hard. Hockey has to be harder. I think it has to be one of the hardest ones because the movement is constant. At least in football and basketball, you have a break in the action. Hockey is like, it never stops. The puck is always moving. So how you do it is very difficult, I'm sure. But in football, you get your guys huddling up and you get to explain what happened on the last play. It's just figuring out how long you get to take and then allowing the play-by-play guy to get back in.
Yeah, getting back to hockey, it's knowing when to get in and how to get out. And my first few games with John Kelly, John Kelly's such an amazing partner to have. And I could tell by his cues when I could get in, when I could get out. And, you start to learn. And we really had to be in sync because at home games, I'm between the benches. I cannot see him. So if you're in the booth, you can sometimes kind of wave your finger or whatever. But then John Kelly, it was great. It was a total teaching moment for me. Where the first couple games on the road, I wave my finger. We go to break. He goes, "Hey, don't do that anymore." I'm like, "Oh boy, does he not like to get finger waved? I don't know what's going on here, right?" He goes, "No, I'm not going to be able to see you when you're between the benches. So what you're doing right now is useless. Let's just get used to each other's pace and cadence." And
that's great advice.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's great advice. And hopefully somebody will do that for Tom Brady.
I'm sure they will. Too much money invested not to.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine overall. This guy has not failed at anything, really.
No.
So he'll be good. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marshy, Anthony Stalter. Let's dive into college football. We had an interesting week 2 in college football. Carey is fired up. I feel stupid. And we had a massive upset again in college football. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. The Missouri Athletic Club is a great spot. I love going down to the West Clubhouse right off 270. Got my workout in today. And when you look around, they've always got different things going on. They get different classes going on. If you walk into, the eating area, they got a great buffet going on. Then you can look over and they got tennis lessons going on. Whatever you're looking for when it comes to an athletic standpoint or even some non-athletics. I've checked out some of their clubs before. They always have outstanding speaker series. The downtown location just hosted the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame, which Jamie was there, Kelly Chase was there, our guy Rated Carricker inducted. Missouri Athletic Club hosted that event. So again, they've always got great stuff. I enjoy being a club member. That's my MEC, the Missouri Athletic Club. College football week 2 in the books, and not a lot of great matchups, but boy, we had some storylines. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Let's first start off by giving some love to Carey's Illini.
Yes.
Pulled off the upset. It was a smaller upset, but it was an upset nonetheless.
That's a big win.
It was a huge win. It was a huge win.
Ranked team coming into Champaign.
Yep.
Night game. ILL, INI, we won the game. That's all that matters.
Defense looked real good.
Defense is outstanding. Like they get after the ball carrier, they get after the ball. They play a lot of man to man, and they have some really good cornerbacks that cover extremely well. Good free safety. They do a good job.
I was surprised that they stuck with the man to man. Actually, let me take that back. I was surprised that Jalen Daniels didn't have a bigger day rushing with so much man-to-man. But they did a great job. The Illini did a great job.
I think KU's coordinator and coach probably had a conversation Sunday about why didn't you stay with the run? Because they were having a lot of success running outside zone, running read options with Jalen Daniels. It was a little bit problematic, but for whatever reason, they wanted to throw the ball. And him throwing the ball to the Illini 3 times was in our favor.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay.
It's favorable.
Yeah.
Very favorable.
When you got Neal as your running back, I don't really understand why you got away from it. But
They got away from it.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yep, for sure. And I mean, you're 2-0 right now. Who do you got coming up?
Central Michigan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw the promo.
Yeah.
I almost texted you, but I knew you were working.
We're going to have a lunch or something on the line.
This is 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, this is my revenge spot, Jamie.
I don't know.
Don't be fooled by Florida International hanging like 52 on my boys on Saturday night. It was a... We're preparing for the Illini.
It was one of those, trap games.
Yeah, big time.
You're looking ahead.
Fire up chips.
So this is my revenge after TJ Watt and Chris Boswell beat me yesterday. Maybe my chips will do something.
I would feel really bad if they did.
Yeah.
No offense to those guys.
None taken. Yeah. We're more of a we're a school,
Okay.
We're a school. Yeah. We're there. We exist.
School.
Well, I was going to say basketball. We're not that either. We're
little action.
We exist. Fire up chips.
It's a college.
It's a college. Yeah. So I teased it. I said, Carey's fired up. I feel stupid. The comment that I made on Monday morning last week to Jamie Rivers, one of my first comments was, Texas is going to obliterate Michigan. Jamie was like, what? Excuse me? I didn't even say hello.
It came out of nowhere.
I didn't say hello to you. I just said, here's my thought for today. Texas is going to beat the snot out of Michigan. Then by Friday, I go, I'm smarter than everybody. I'm going to take Michigan in the points because it's a home dot. That was dumb. Texas is legit, and Michigan is legit not good this season.
They might lose 5 games.
They might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of confused when you chose Michigan plus 7. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what the spread is, but I don't think that's a. I didn't think it was a good pick, but we're in competition, so I didn't feel like I didn't feel the need to tell you. Yeah, that was cool. But I was a little bit thrown by the fact that you thought Michigan could hang within 7 points of Texas.
I didn't, but I overthought it. I'm like, but Texas got to go to Ann Arbor. The Big House got to be
Doesn't matter.
You know what I did? I looked at everything non-football, Jamie, and I said, I'll go that route. It was dumb. Texas.
You staltered it.
I staltered it a little bit. Yeah. We had a nice day in the pick'em, though. You and I and Carey.
All right.
Real nice day. And BK. Got to give some love to BK. With the four of the 5 of us had a real nice.
We all double digits. All 5 of us, right?
There's 5 of us on the team.
Yes,
we all 5 got in double digits. I had 12. You guys had 13.
Well,
BK
we will
had
after tonight.
12.
All of us will after tonight.
What happened?
What does that mean?
Marsh will have double digits.
Who did Marshy go with?
After
Wait,
tonight.
he's only got single digits right now?
Right now, but that's all right.
What?
Hey, we lift our teammates up.
Yeah, we're trying. He's down real far, though.
He's fine. He took a couple of shots. He will take another shot tomorrow. But he took a couple of shots. Ravens could have won on Thursday night.
Ravens could have won.
Packers could have won on Friday night.
And which means you guys are losing those.
That's right.
But I'm not going to, it is what it is.
Big deal about it.
I'm not going to make a big deal about it.
It was 1 week.
Yeah, we're fine.
Fine, absolutely.
The team won.
Team's going to win.
That's like me throwing for under 100 yards in the defense, having a great game, and coming back and winning.
Right.
And getting the credit for it.
It's like the offense not getting 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
and
but
still
the
winning.
defense wins the game for
Yeah.
Steelers.
It's a team game, gentlemen.
Steelers.
Correct. What?
Anyways, huge upset in South Bend. Wow. As the Northern Illinois Huskies from DeKalb. That's the field I fumbled
Where
on,
do
by
they
the way.
play at?
Oh, is that it?
What's that?
DeKalb.
No,
play-
what league are they
They're
in?
in the
They're
MAC.
in the MAC.
They're in the MAC.
Central Michigan.
I was wondering.
Maction.
And Buffalo, Missouri just took behind
Yeah,
the
but
woodshed.
but this team actually won.
Yes, they did. Yeah, same conference though.
Correct. That's what I'm. Yeah.
So that's where they're at, Jamie. Yeah, they I mean, good program. They've had some success, but they're
beat
still a MAC program.
Ranked team.
Yeah. So here's the deal with Notre Dame.
They stink?
Couple of things.
They're not good.
Northern Illinois blocked 2 field goals. Riley Leonard threw into double coverage twice, got picked off.
That's a receiver's fault.
Like everything you can't do against any opponent, Notre Dame did on Saturday. I like Riley Leonard. I liked him at Duke. He's a runner. That is it. He's not a good thrower. What's up,
I have a
Jamie?
question.
Jamie, have your hand up?
Yeah. When it comes to QBR, is 25.8 good?
Typically not. no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So like lower, not better. Higher, better.
Correct.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
checking.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
like
not-
golf where
The lower
the
score.
score.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Or like soccer,
I
the
thought
lower the
maybe-
score, the better.
I thought maybe I was misunderstanding it.
Yeah, it's not great.
Clearly, I'm not.
No, you're not. So Notre Dame, see ya.
Yeah, they're done.
My question to you guys, real quick on this, because I said see ya, and people would be like, well, this expanded playoffs, and look, they can lose a game. You can lose a game, sure. But did they look that great in College Station the week prior to say Notre Dame's going to right the ship here?
I will say you can lose a game if you're in a conference.
You could lose a game if
Because-
you're a good team.
Well, if you're a good team, but also with Notre Dame not being attached to a conference,
That's a big deal.
They almost have to win out. Like you can't put yourself in a position where the team that wins the conference is going to get the automatic bid. But with you not being in an actual conference, you don't have the room to lose to a Northern Illinois at home.
Why are they
Like, you
not
don't-
in a conference, by the way?
They make more money.
Yeah, there's no
They
you got the
make
TV
way more
contract.
money.
They don't need to be associated with the conference.
They're Notre Dame. They don't even put
Everybody
their
else is in
names on the
conference.
back.
Georgia, Alabama, like they make pretty good money too.
Yeah, they do.
I don't
You're
think
right.
they make Notre Dame money
Probably not.
at NBC.
We'll see how that works out the rest of the year for Notre Dame.
Not great. Yeah, so see ya, Notre Dame. And Mizzou, look, we can maybe dive into this a little bit later on, but since we're having the conversation, you can't dispute 0.0 points allowed thus far this season. Defense looks
bad.
great. The opponent, not quality. We'll see what happens with Boston College. This is kind of the first semi-real test for Mizzou. More so now after what Boston College did to Florida State 2 weeks ago than maybe at the start of the year when we were looking at the schedule.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to evaluate Mizzou at this point. Again, defensively, they look like they have an identity. They get a good pass rush. They rotate those guys through. Offensively, I just don't know how much we can really tell off of Murray State and Buffalo. But again,
They're
you
doing
got
what they
two
have to
with-
do, though.
Exactly.
They're winning big when they should.
They're 2 laughers. Buffalo, again, they're a MAC team. They could have done what Northern Illinois did to you, and they didn't. So Mizzou played a good game.
Just a quick shout out since we brought up Illinois, we brought up CMU. Shout out to North Dakota for upsetting number 4 Montana in the FCS this weekend.
There you
They were
go.
losing big at halftime, came back and won.
Nice.
So shout out to the Fighting Hawks.
There you go, buddy. Nice job, man.
Yeah, I just want to feel a part
That's a
of
real
it.
pick-me-up.
Of course,
job.
yeah.
It really
This
is.
is big. Good.
good.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Marshy's
Thank you.
back.
He's back. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Hey, did John Mozeliak's pitching plan blow up right in his face? I would say so. That's next on 101 ESPN.
When it comes time to sell your home, you are going to need a reliable, experienced, and trusted agent. Take it from me. Get to know St. Louis's real estate expert, Gloria Liu, with your home sold guaranteed realty. Here's why you should call Gloria Liu. One, she's been in the business for over 20 years, and she's there to make sure that you are taken care of. And there's all sorts of sellers, people that just want to have cash buyers, no showings, things like that. Gloria Lou has all the solutions for every type of home seller. And Gloria Lou can also find the right price to sell your home. That can be challenging sometimes. Sometimes you ask too much, sometimes you ask too little. Gloria Lou will sit down with you, agree upon a sales price, and then sell your home for said price, or she buys it herself. And she executes all of that in handwriting, and she's so confident because she has thousands of ready, able, and willing buyers in her database, and that means more traffic to your listing, hopefully multiple offers, and maybe more cash for you at the end of it. So please don't hesitate. Call Gloria Lou today. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. You can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. And as always, Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price and possession date.
He just yanked that ball down the line, and that one's going to sail out of here.
But this one here off the bat of Randy Arozarena, his 19th of the season, 52 driven in now for Arozarena. Comes down to execution and a slider that he threw 2 pitches ago. Very good one. Down and away. This time, Chevy pitch track slider.
Brad Thompson, Chip Carey on the call. Bally Sports Midwest, as Miles Michaelis had a rough one yesterday at Busch Stadium. Cardinals fall to the Mariners 10-4, drop the series, lose 2 of 3. Miles Michaelis has a 5.55 ERA. As Caleb Noel on Twitter pointed out, that is 0.14 worse than Patrick Corbin, who is widely considered the worst full-time starting pitcher in baseball, especially when you consider what the Nationals paid him a couple of years ago.
What's he making?
This season, old Patrick Corbin. Let me look that up.
I know it's high, but what's Michaelis? $22 million this year?
You look that up.
17.
I'll look this up.
Is he 17? That's it.
I believe.
Patrick Corbin this year is making $25 million, final year of his contract with the Nationals.
How much? Sorry,
$25 million.
Okay. Carey, did you find it out?
Yes, 17 million.
17. Okay.
17.6.
All right, so there you go.
All right.
17.6.
All things considered, yeah.
Not bad, huh?
No, not bad at all. Yeah.
Guys, I watched that Cardinals-Mariners game with Michaelis on the bump, and that team had no chance. First inning, guys are hitting rockets everywhere, like ripping it. He wasn't fooling anybody with his stuff or his pitch to contact. There's pitch to contact, all right. Hard contact.
Yeah, that's not the contact's not the problem, Jamie. You're
really
right about that.
Really hard contact.
Yeah.
After what Michaelis has been for the last couple of years, and in particular last year and this year, I know he's had moments of like, well, not a bad month. That's just not good enough.
No.
When he was supposed to be the legit number 2 in your rotation, and right now he shouldn't be in your rotation, that tells me all I need to know moving forward.
I agree.
Into next year. Like, you have to find a way to trade him, eat 50% of it. I don't care if there is a team out there that'll pay Miles Michaelis $9 million.
Yep.
Or 8, whatever it is.
Right.
8.5.
Maybe it's 5 and you eat most of it.
Whatever. There is somebody that will take Miles Michaelis.
Yes.
The Marlins are out there. They exist. And they'll pay $5 million for a guy like Michaelis. The White Sox probably pay $5 million. Like,
right.
There's somebody that will take him. Mm-hmm. You have to move on. Miles, you've been a good Cardinal. You've been a solid individual. It's just time.
Right. I'm with you. By the way, Jamie, you're talking about the hard hit.
Yeah.
Exit velo on Randy Arozarena's home run, 110.3.
That's hard.
The double that Luke Raley hit in the first inning, 107.9. The single that Mitch Garver hit in the first inning, 107.5 off the bat. And the double that Justin Turner hit in the second, 102.3. This guy gave up rocket shots for 2 straight innings. The pitching...
How deep did he go again?
I don't know.
I think he only went
2 and something?
Yeah.
They make it into the third? I think it was 2 and something.
The reason I asked that is because the whole selling point to Lynn, Gibson, and Michaelis was they're going to eat innings.
So that's the thing, right? That was the pitch. That was the whole game plan, correct?
Yeah.
It's a bridge year because you have what you hope are a bunch of young guys ready to go a year from now. I got the idea of it. Bring in guys on 1-year contracts, fill the void, get to the next season with the young pitchers, right? That was the plan for Mo. And after what they did last year, where it's been a couple of years now where they've gone through the pitching grinder. They wanted guys that can eat innings. Except for Lance Lynn didn't eat innings last year.
No.
And Miles Michaelis was only good every other month at getting those innings for you. So the plan didn't work. It completely blew up in his face. And instead of, and I don't know, let me be fair here, I don't know which pitchers were interested in coming here. But instead of going with some of these guys that were available on 1-year deals, 1-year prove-it deals, like Luis Severino, who I did mention, this is not in hindsight.
No.
I mentioned Luis Severino.
I remember.
Back in November. The guy used to be a number 1 for the Yankees, ran into injuries, but he's got good stuff. 1-year deal. He's been great for the Mets this year. Again, I don't know if Luis Severino was interested in the Cardinals. I don't know if they were interested in him. I don't know if they locked in on Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson, kicked up the feet and said, we just get Sonny Gray, we're good. But you didn't even consider, even going with 1-year deals, some of these guys that had upside. So this whole plan was a disaster when it was all said and done. Maybe not early. Maybe Carey, you brought this up. Maybe the first month or so.
But even then,
first 2 months.
It wasn't outstanding.
But it wasn't great.
But that's the whole point, though, right? Is that are these guys going to last a full 162? That's why Mo brought them in. Well, we're building a roster that's built for 162. Are they?
Are you?
It doesn't look like it.
Did you?
You did not.
No.
I hear all of that, and I agree with everything you all are saying. I think, you talk about eating innings, and that's what those guys were brought here for, and that's what you thought you were going to get from Miles Michaelis. Can I interest you in another viewpoint, though?
Always.
Because I'm looking at this roster, and then this is not me talking. This is the St. Louis Cardinals. I should probably put my red glasses on.
You actually should, because I feel like you provide the perspective of the Cardinals very well, and I worry about people being confused.
Can I interest you all in another viewpoint? We have starting options, right?
Uh-huh.
We want to eat innings. But in case those guys don't eat the innings, I got 7 starters, so I can have an opener. Maybe he does well, maybe he doesn't. Then I can bring in a Lance Lynn, huh? He's still a starter. I can bring in a Steven Matz, huh? This is the route that we are thinking about going for 2025. It's working well for 2024. So here, right now I got Miles Michaelis under contract for 2025. Steven Matz under contract for 2025. I got an option on Kyle Gibson. You would agree that he's been our second best pitcher this season, would you not? You would.
Good.
Second or third, which means he's top 5. So he's probably going to be in the rotation for next year. Well, let me finish. Sonny Gray, he's our ace. He's going to be back for 2025. I got Eric Fetty, who I got in a trade, and you all loved it. You loved it. Him and Tommy Pham. Tommy hit that grand slam, Jamie. You were out of your damn seat.
I was.
Pham slam. I heard you say it 15 times. You loved it.
Fantastic.
Fetty Wap was doing
16.
great. He's doing wonderful. And then I got your guy, Andre Palante, who's going to be under arbitration. He'll be back for 2025. Can you add, fellas? That's 6. Now, and interest you in the Lance Lynn. That's number 7. Have an option for him as well. 5 guys. If one of the 5 don't do well, 2 of the guys are going to be in the bullpen who are essentially starters, and they can finish it out for us, fellas.
Yeah.
Okay? I need you to don't shake your head, Anthony. Don't shake your head. This is what shake it the up. Yes, up and down. That's why what we're going to do is going to have 5 guys start with the potential for 2 guys in case one of those guys don't do well on a day.
Yeah.
You feel me? You following me? There's no need to bring up. You're talking about McGreevy and Gracefo. If I thought that those guys were ready, you know where they'd be? They'd be here. Probably. Because I love doing deals with those people, okay? But here in St. Louis, they ain't here because I don't think they're ready. But you know who's ready? The 7 guys I got on the roster right now. And chances are one of them's going to be hurt, so it's really 6. Huh, Jamie? Huh?
No.
There's no way on earth that they are doing that.
They gotta love this.
They
gotta change.
They're starting to really affect
They
you.
gotta change.
Do you have a headache now?
Yeah, that's hard.
Do you feel nauseous at all?
I feel sick.
Yeah, they cannot.
It's not
shower?
me.
They can't do
dirty.
that. And they're not dumb enough to do that.
Nah.
Well,
Watch your
I don't think they're dumb enough. I'll give you that.
underestimate anything.
I don't think they're dumb. I think they talk themselves into certain things.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I mean?
like someone drafting a fantasy football team. You're like, I kind of like this guy, and then he gets you 1 point in week 1.
Like, I knew it. Damn it. I knew I shouldn't have taken. Yeah, Carey, I significantly, vehemently disagree with everything you just said. I award you no points. And
You don't have to like it.
your soul.
You don't have to like it. But when you get it, you're going to replay that audio. You're like, damn it. Spot on. Why wouldn't they bring back Lance Lynn? Again.
Did you not see this year?
Because, Jamie, I agree.
Not only was he bad,
wholeheartedly.
he also got injured.
Why is he starting on Wednesday then?
I just feel sick.
Why is he starting on
Because
Wednesday?
they've given up, Carey.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they have.
They have not.
They just haven't made it public yet.
Well, why do they? Okay, if they gave up, then why is he starting on Wednesday?
I don't know. So they can say, hey, you had your chance and you got rocked again.
Do I need to tell you? Do you need to? No.
Right?
That ain't how baseball go.
Yeah,
I think
it
for
is.
them.
When you got the veteran that's yipping in the background the whole time.
come
Go, okay,
on.
buddy, you'll get the start. Let's see how this goes.
Right.
So we're giving out
He's throwing a
charity.
fastball.
Good luck.
We're giving out
The old number
charity.
1.
We're giving out charity
Basically.
What,
No.
If this team, if they're not going to spend, why would they spend dumb money on those? Like, why would you do
I
that?
agree with that.
Why would you spend money on
it?
them?
Really, it's on brand to have that player, but it's not on brand for the Cardinals to waste money.
No.
I would agree with that.
Where's the money being
do as
wasted?
well.
How many people do you want me to give you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the money's being wasted on Lance Lynn, Miles Michaelis, Steven Matz, right there. That's a whole lot of money being wasted. I don't consider Kyle Gibson to be money wasted. I think Gibby did exactly what he was supposed to do this year. Did he have a great year? No. Did he have an okay year? Yes. Did he help out this team? He did. In fact, he taught Andre Palante how to throw a proper bullpen, and look what happened to Andre Palante. That's what you want from your veteran that you bring in on a smaller end deal. I have no problem with Kyle Gibson and what he brought to the team this year. 0. The other guys, not great.
Not so much. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So we all took notes on the NFL yesterday, and we're all going to take turns with our notes throughout the course of the show today. Carey is up first. He's got some nuggets not only on his Steelers, but some real interesting things that happened even before the games yesterday. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Tracy Bibb and Allstate Insurance. And if you're looking to save money on your car or your home insurance, give them a call. And if you're on the Illinois side right now, Tracy Bibb does business with the Illinois state, and she's got some great ideas for you. People are losing insurance right now. There are certain providers that are dropping some of their clients. Well, the Bibb agency, they're doing everything they can to keep you insured, and they're redoing certain things. They just checked with me, redid all of my policies, and made sure that not only am I getting the best rate, but that I'm properly covered and that everything's in place. And that's some of the great customer service you're going to get with the Bibb agency. They're not just a 1-800 number. I learned that quickly. Not long after Tracy Bibb became my agent, my daughter had a little fender bender, was scared on the side of the road. I was on the air. She called Tracy Bibb. Tracy walked her through it. Everything went just smooth, and you can't put a price tag on that. Tracy Bibb treats you like family, and that's why we choose Tracy Bibb. So please, for a free non-committal quote, give her a call today. That number, 314-328-4260. Again, that's 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
So we all took notes on the NFL Sunday action, and we all each hour will kind of dive into some of the big things that we saw. We also had the overreaction, proper reaction in the second segment. It's Fastline on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. So Carey Davis is up first. Yeah. The three things that he wanted to point out from yesterday.
Pittsburgh Steelers, number one. No rust, no problem. Now, wasn't a great start. Justin Fields fumbled the first snap from under center. Didn't get going correctly, but was able to figure some things out. And the Steelers, no matter who's under center, we saw last year they had three guys that are no longer on the team, and they got two different guys. They still play defense extremely well. TJ Watt, still one of the best defensive players in the world, and he's going to show up every week. Justin Fields didn't perform poorly, didn't turn the ball over. They ran the ball okay. I think there's still some things to clean up. Is he the QB1 going forward? I don't know. But, I think this was, you just get past the 50-yard line, man, and Chris Boswell will kick it in for you. That's pretty much what yesterday's offense was for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, again, defense is outstanding. They play well. Minka Fitzpatrick on the back end, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward. Those guys are going to be outstanding year after year, and they did a great job yesterday.
Question for you.
Yes, sir.
How many offensive touchdowns did the Steelers have yesterday?
Well, here's the thing. It's not about how many. It's just how. We won. Yeah, and they didn't score any. Oh. But Chris Boswell had a hell of a day now.
So now all of a sudden kickers are important, Carey.
When they get 18 points, you're damn right
when
they
do their damn job.
When they get 18 points by themselves, and he had to punt because the punter got hurt, sign him up.
So
keep him around.
Has to be part of the team
he's part of the team this week. You sit right with us. You can gamble with us on the way back if you want to.
Right.
You can jump in, fella.
I don't think I like your attitude towards kickers.
It matters when you matter. When you don't matter, it don't matter.
It seems like he mattered quite a bit.
And there you go. We love him.
So what happens when they play a good team?
Their defense is going to.
Wow, Anthony. Wow.
a good
yeah.
offense.
That was
No
awful.
good team. The Falcons are. It's a team game.
The Falcons' defense is
It's a team game.
Carey, second question. So Justin Fields was starting QB. Who was backup quarterback yesterday?
It wasn't Russell Wilson.
See, it was confusing because the camera panned to the sidelines, and I've never. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're the NFL player. I'm not. However, in hockey pertains to when a player is inactive. Player usually doesn't sit there with full gear on, and
eye black,
and including the eye black, which was a nice touch
in a dome.
He looked like a football player.
He did.
What the hell is going on there?
The thing about Russ is if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And he was ready for whatever it could come about. I don't know what he was ready for. He was not going to. I don't know. He wasn't going to play. Maybe a team picture. Sideline. You know, they taking pictures all day. It's 100,000 cameers out there.
How long do you think it took Mike Tomlin to look down and go, what the hell is he doing?
I think everybody probably did. Why are you dressed, sir? I don't know. It was a little weird, a little odd, but that's
a lot.
You gotta. Fields did not look great yesterday. It was really there was T.J. Watt, full stop. It was Chris Boswell, full stop.
Yep.
It was George Pickens. Pickens adjusted to three balls.
He makes plays.
That Justin Fields, let's be honest, he just wung up there. Right?
You gotta give him a chance, Anthony. Unlike Deshaun.
Nonetheless, he's got to stay your starter.
I think so. Well, we'll see. I don't think
Justin
Russell,
Fields
over Goofball.
When Goofball's healthy, Goofball's going in.
No, there's no way. There's
Are
no
you
way
doing the Cardinals thing, or do you really
I'm
feel
being
like
I'm being dead serious?
There's no way
do
that
you think
team.
he should?
Justin Fields is not good.
Neither is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but at least he has a track record.
Oh, sweet Marion.
So, question for you, Andrew.
Yeah, he's cooked.
The Broncos couldn't tolerate Russell Wilson after like the second week of this first year.
For sure.
The Steelers already can't tolerate him.
Yeah.
Why would they? If I'm the team, I go into Mike Tomlin and say, I don't care. Play the running back under center. I don't care. This weirdo.
Why did you sign him then?
Well,
because you needed both of them. You thought maybe you didn't.
Because
you're not paying
Justin
his salary.
Fields is not good.
No, you're not paying his salary.
You're right.
You're not
and
paying.
he still gives you a better chance than Russell
You're
Wilson.
not
I don't think so.
In my opinion.
Russell Wilson actually had a good stretch.
I guess.
Last year in Denver.
Last year, the back half of that season, before they sat him because of the contract situations, they were making a playoff push.
This is just my opinion.
Playing good. He was playing decent football.
This is my opinion on it. I could be wrong, but I think Sean Payton really tried to take the ball out of his hands as much as possible. Now, could Arthur Smith also do that? Sure, but Sean Payton's offense, to me, is way less complicated. Arthur Smith's passing game is unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah.
If you even watched yesterday, Pickens, forget Fields for a second. Every catch is a miracle in Arthur Smith's system. It's always difficult.
It's not easy. It's
not easy. He's not scheming anybody open or any of that stuff. So I would rather have Justin Fields running around. But Marsh, I'm with you. He's not good. You've got two bad options. You do.
They're better options than you had last year.
Better options than Kirky.
There you go. My second thing, running backs. The position that gets no love in this league. You know, Saquon Barkley, you know that guy? The New York Football Giants could have used him. You know, Joe Mixon, the Cincinnati Bengals could have used him as well. Those two guys both went over 100 yards. J.K. Dobbins, reclamation project. Good. He looked really good. 10 carries. I don't know either, but it looked really good. Ramondre Stevenson, over 100 yards. Those guys, 20-plus carries other than J.K. Dobbins. The running back matters, and all those teams that ran with their running back over 20 carries won the football game.
Yeah.
Like, it matters. I think those guys did a fantastic job of taking care of the football, especially Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon had juice yesterday. He looked really good.
He did.
And I would be surprised at how many times the Cincinnati Bengals gave Joe Mixon 30 carries. It would probably be a handful of times because he didn't get the ball that way. They would give him 12 to 16 carries. They would let Joe Burrow throw it 35, 40 times. Like, he is a guy that the more you get him involved in the game plan, he's going to have success. The New York Football Giants are kicking themselves in the rear end right now, watching Saquon Barkley go for over 100 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and a receiving touchdown. One of the best players on a stacked team in Philadelphia. And the New York Giants don't have anyone. Nothing. They got Malik Neighbors. Nobody else.
So you got your guy. Daniel Jones.
He was my guy. I'm gonna pull back on that a little bit.
Wow.
Dial it back,
After
reel it
week
in.
one.
Yeah, reel it in. So very interesting
could've seen
for
this
me
coming, right?
to see the running backs do what they did. The last thing I had was the pregame for the 12 o'clock games. Like, what took place prior? So much news coming in. You had Jamar Chase, who you didn't know if he was going to play. He's ill. He wasn't going to play. Okay, he is going to play. He's not going to get a contract, but he's still going to play. You had Dak Prescott signing a record-setting quarterback or NFL player salary, the most money ever guaranteed, $60 million a year, man, in Dak. Fantastic. And then last but not least, you had the Miami Dolphins football team getting arrested or getting pulled over and getting put in handcuffs. Calais Campbell, Tyreek Hill, 3 hours before the game. You know, pre-game, you usually show up you have to be there 2 hours prior to the game. Some people show up a little bit earlier. They were both put in handcuffs and put on the ground in pregame. Now, some people you don't know what he said. Well, I know he didn't get arrested, so I would assume that it didn't warrant putting him on the ground in handcuffs, knee in his back, getting pushed down to the ground by another police officer. Ridiculous. But still in all, the Dolphins were able to figure out a way to win. But yeah, that pregame nonsense with all of those players and all of those things taking place, it was crazy.
If you found yourself in Illinois, you definitely had to put an anytime touchdown on Tyreek Hill. You had to.
Oh, yeah. Man.
You had to go over on yards, over
Longest
on
reception.
receptions, and the anytime touchdown with an epic celebration.
Yeah, that on one
to follow.
Really one reception there.
What was funny
80
is
yards
on
to
social media following all those events, the events themselves, not funny at all. But afterwards, they said, Miami police officer has been identified, and they had a picture of Trevor Lawrence in a police uniform.
That's pretty good.
It made me giggle over a really weird situation.
And Calais Campbell, one of the
nicest
stand-up
Apparently, he
human
got in
being.
because he was trying to diffuse everything.
And then he
put him
got
in handcuffs.
And they said, okay, big boy, you're going in handcuffs too.
And he's like a gentle giant. Like, he is one of the nicest people you will ever meet.
Everybody loves Calais
Marshy,
Campbell.
you brought up an interesting point. And I would like to think that police officers in general, male, female, doesn't matter, that they're probably into sports. You have to be athletic, you have to be in shape, like especially if you're, traffic cop, like you have the potential of being in a foot race or whatever, a foot chase, any of these things. How do you not know a couple things? In Louisville, how do you not know who Scotty Scheffler is, who's the best golfer in the world? And you're at the golf tournament itself. And how do you not know Tyreek Hill? Like Calais Campbell.
In Miami.
Calais Campbell, maybe, because, he's just like a nondescript player.
He's like 6'5".
He's huge.
I understand that. But Tyreek Hill, he was driving a $100,000 car right outside the stadium.
You would assume.
And then I don't know. It just makes me scratch my head. And then there's 4 or 5 police officers. All of a sudden he's on the ground. It's like, what are we doing here?
Well, and there's fans walking by. Imagine if you're a fan on the sidewalk walking to the game and you look over and you're like, oh my gosh, that's our best player on the ground right now in
Hey,
handcuffs.
Tyreek, got time for a signature?
No. Ridiculous.
Like, that just, it just can't happen.
No.
And I don't know the circumstances. I do know this, that Miami police, apparently 2 of the 4 officers have been sent home basically without, I don't know. More details are obviously coming out, and we'll probably have more in the next 3-4 days because somebody's going to have to answer for this. Whether it's Tyreek that has to answer for things he did, or if it's the police officers that have to answer for what the hell they did.
That's Jamie Rivers. That's Carey Davis. And we have advice with former athletes coming up next. Marsha's got a question about Shadur Sanders, who had a rough night on Saturday playing behind that terrible offensive line for Colorado. And if you want to throw some advice or ask some advice from our former athletes, you can do that. Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. That's next in the Fast Lane.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 to the Seattle Mariners over the weekend. They are off today, but will take on the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow with Andre Palante on the mound. First pitch is at 6:45. City SC played to a draw against New England on Saturday, 2-2 the final. They're set to take on Minnesota this upcoming Saturday with a start time of 7:30. And we have one more game left in the Week 1 NFL slate. It's the 49ers and Jets on Monday Night Football. You can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Tonight, pregame starts at 6:30. We have advice with former athletes coming up next, so if you need any advice, if you have any sports advice you want to get from Jamie or Carey, make sure you text into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Give me some advice, quick.
Advice with former athletes here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, former Blues defenseman. Carey Davis, Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you have a question for these guys, looking for some advice from a former athlete, and this could be a perspective that you've always thought about, that the former athletes can provide some sort of, insight to, great. Send your question to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. But we start off with our guy Marshy, who's got an interesting question related to college football.
Yeah, so Colorado, they've been talking a big game. They were 1-0 heading into the week, and they took on Nebraska and lost 28-10. Gentlemen, that team is not good at all, that the Colorado Buffaloes, that is. And they've had some offensive line issues. And usually if you're the starting quarterback, you probably want to just deflect against your teammates and perhaps bring it to a team game, or maybe there's some things that I need to work on. Let's listen to what Shedeur Sanders had to say post-game. This is after he left the field early. Post-game, Shedeur Sanders on his offensive line.
How many times did Rowley get touched? How many times did Rowley get touched? They was able, of course, whenever you're able to run the ball consistently and whenever you're able to, then that opens up the pass, But it's just you got to understand, what your team good at. So it's why would we keep running the ball if, okay, we out there and we get in a situation where it's a must get and we don't get it?
Are those kind of 4th and 1 conversions that haven't gone your guys' way in the last couple of, is that kind of playing into everybody's mind? Is that kind of something on your mind? Thinking about, advancing the ball with that?
Nah, I'd rather, if we're going to go down, I'd rather go down swinging, honestly, because I know I can throw the best punch.
All right, gentlemen, you heard that. As a former athlete, what needs to be said or done if you're a teammate of his?
So this is where the entire thing becomes a nightmare, because Shedeur Sanders, going into the season as a Heisman Trophy, we'll call it candidate, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of buzz surrounding that. Shedeur Sanders, projected top pick-ish, at least top 5 probably, NFL, going into the season. Shedeur Sanders' head coach, Deion Sanders, his father. This is where it gets blurry. So I'll defer to Carey, because if you're an offensive lineman or another player, just a leader on that team, but is there a bigger leader than Shedeur Sanders on that team right now? And then you go stir up the crap. Let's say you go grab Shedeur by the scruff of the collar and say, hey, listen, man, why don't you talk about your teammates like that again? But then you got Deion standing there, who's dad.
So I think it depends on how you heard that. You can look at it and say, because he was saying how many times did Raiola get touched, the quarterback from Nebraska.
Dylan. He said Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, how many times did he get touched?
Mahomes 2.0 or minus 2.0.
He looked good.
I don't know if
he looks like Patrick Mahomes. Like, he does everything Patrick Mahomes. The headband, he's number 15. He does the same, like, pregame warm-up.
Yeah. But he's not.
He might want to be.
Oh, no, gosh. No.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I would say you don't ever want to make it about you. It's always about the team.
Yeah.
Right. You never want to, well, how many times did such and such get? That matters not because you don't play for that team. That guy doesn't play for you. Like, I think the ultimate point he was trying to make is I have the ultimate confidence in myself, and if we're going to go down, let's go down with what we do best, which is us throwing the ball. Travis Hunter is he's going to be a top 5 pick as well. So, what we do best is get our best players involved, me, Travis Hunter. We haven't run the ball successfully. We don't run the ball. We don't pass protect to an elite level just yet. And this has been 2 years in running. They've gone 2 years back to back where they don't have the offensive line. It's one of the reasons why when Deion was at Jackson State, they were like, oh, you can play against some of the SEC. He's like, no, we can't, because we don't have the line play required to make those things happen. And I think that's essentially what they're dealing with again. Like, you have to, you can have all the fancy toys, all the nice receivers and running backs and quarterbacks, but if you don't protect them, it's not going to be to the level that you need. So I don't necessarily look at it as him saying, yeah, these guys don't do a good enough job. I think he's essentially saying what I think we do best is when I can have the ball in my hands and throwing it to our best players. That's how I would have taken it.
Right.
So, and again, you would have to know him, and I'm sure his teammates know him well enough and probably don't feel like that's how he meant it. Like, he didn't.
Or they do know and feel that.
Well, they would be able to tell better than I would or you would. So I would hope that it's coming from a place of our best chance to win football games is with me throwing the football down the field. And it's not running it. And especially when we're down. Like, if we're down middle of the game, early in the game, we can hand it off. But if we're down late in the game, I feel like I'm the best opportunity we have to make something happen.
But now, a follow-up question to that. Based on hearing what he said and you interpreting it that way, they'll try that 3 times.
You're all right.
But then you go back to the footage of him leaving the game early, walking off the field away from his team.
Again, I can't assume that he might have had a cramp. He might have had
Carey Davis.
A broken pinky.
Carey Davis.
I don't know. I can't.
Bro.
I hear you, but I can't make assumptions.
He looked like he was moving pretty good.
Maybe he had a head hurt.
I think he had hurt feelings, and he was going to pout.
Maybe, but I don't know that, and you don't either.
Okay.
None of us know, so we can't assume that we do know.
Law firm of Davis.
I'm just saying. I hear it a lot of times about a lot of things. They said it about Tyreek. We don't know. Can't make assumptions. Right?
No, but it's a bad look.
It might be a bad look.
Bad look, Carey.
But I don't know. That's what I'm going to go with.
I hated it.
I don't know. It might have been cramping up.
I don't care. Cramp up on the freaking sidelines.
Might have been a life or death situation. Maybe he had to poop, Jamie.
Well, shit your pants. Yeah. Next.
Marshy, what do you got from the text line?
Yeah, from 636, is it hard to not get caught up in the fact that you're professional athletes with professional money, that you don't go crazy with all that money and the ego like some athletes have?
Yeah, that's tough. I'll tell you. There's a lot of tough things. Tough. Yeah. You're 18 years old. In my case, I was 19 years old, and you're making $121 a week playing junior hockey. And then all of a sudden, your paychecks are a lot bigger. You buy things and do things, and your buddies, all of a sudden, your buddies got T-Rex hands. They can't reach their wallets ever. And then it becomes so easy to pay for things that it just becomes automatic. And then at that point, now you feel bad, like splitting the check.
Yeah.
You just become,
everybody looks at you.
You just become like, they don't look. They look around.
Yeah.
Everyone like, I don't know. I didn't see the check come.
Yeah.
So it's tough. You find out quickly, like, who your friends are that care and who are the ones that aren't. Who are the tag-alongs, the good time guys. But yeah, it's tough. This is why I didn't do it the right way. I'll be completely honest with you. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. My parents came from no money at all, so they couldn't really offer any help when it came to investing and things and being smart. So I learned on the fly, learned some really tough lessons. But now it helped me though get to where I am today. So now I understand things a lot more, and hopefully I feel like I'm doing better.
They say that when you have money, it really just reveals who you are. Like it kind of shows if you are a jerk, if you're a kind person, if you're a caring, compassionate person, it just enhances the person that you are. I think the most important thing is understanding, like you said, Jamie, where you came from and how you got to this point, more than likely through hard work and a dedication and a level of, stick-to-itiveness that some people may not have had, and understanding that you have to keep that type of mindset. It's easy, as you said, to kind of go crazy when you get a lot of money and you never had a lot of money.
It's never going to go away. I'll be loaded like this forever.
Forever.
Because every 2 weeks it's like, oh,
right back again, huh?
Well, I'm sure you see that first paycheck and you crap yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Crap your pants.
Yep, sure do.
It happens. Yeah, you can.
Real quick before we move on.
Better choice of words, Anthony.
Thank you.
Good job.
This is from
I'm always learning.
multiple outlets. This is actually sad news. James Earl Jones has passed away.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's just come out multiple places.
Yeah.
Are saying that. So
That's awful.
Rest in peace, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Iconic voice.
Absolute
Darth
legend.
Vader.
Yeah.
The Lion King.
Field of Dreams.
Conan the Barbarian.
They will come,
King
right?
Joffrey Jover and Coming to America.
Oh, that's right.
That's
that was
right,
such a good one.
yeah.
Mr. Myrtle.
How old was he?
He was 93.
93, man. Hell of a life. Hell of a life. Well, yeah, rest in peace, James Earl Jones. All right, no easy transition here. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's dive back into college football. We didn't talk a lot about Mizzou, outside of the fact that it's really tough to evaluate based on the two previous opponents, or the first two opponents. Does things change this weekend? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, are you currently using ED meds? If you are, stop paying too much for them. Right now, a lot of you, I'm sure, are paying way too much for that little blue pill or the gummy thing. No, head over to the Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. They've got generic called sildenafil for less than $2 a pill, prescription required, of course. And if you have any other medicines that you require on a regular basis, I've talked about this before. My daughter's a type 1 diabetic, so there's always supplies that are needed. And it's not always easy to get to the pharmacy. But the Medicine Shop in St. Charles, they come to me. They have free discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace. It is a fantastic program that I highly, highly recommend for people with crazy schedules and lots of things going on. Stop by the Medicine Shop and ask them about this program. They've got all the information. And while you're there, if you have any other questions regarding cold and flu, allergies, anything else going on, they are my pharmacy family, and they're going to take great care of you. So please stop by and visit them. You won't be sorry. But if not, at least visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. That's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marshy, Anthony Stalter. Boston College is on the schedule this weekend for Mizzou. First two games, Buffalo and Murray State. Not a lot to go on with Mizzou, especially on offense. Defense, I mean, hell, you don't give up a point. I mean, I don't care who the opponent is. You got to give the defense a lot of credit. But, again, tough to evaluate either side of the ball based on the opponent. And I think we can all agree that this one's going to be a lot different. One, Boston College is led by Bill O'Brien. Yes, that Bill O'Brien, the former Houston Texans head coach and Patriots offensive coordinator. He's now the head coach at Boston College. So there's going to be elements of the pro game there. Castellanos, the quarterback. Excuse me. That was like right there the entire time. As soon as the mic cracked, I'm like, I need to sneeze.
You got to be a little more careful on air, Anthony.
You're right, Jamie. I apologize. Disgusting what I just did there. So, Castellanos, the quarterback, the running ability, we saw that against Florida State. This is going to be a different test. This is a game that Mizzou should still win, but this is one that also looks a heck of a lot different compared to the start of the season.
So what did I say before this season even started? When I looked at the Mizzou schedule.
You did bring up BC.
I said Boston College has been problematic.
You're right.
Not just for Mizzou, but they always have that one or two games a year that are like, where did that come from?
Hopefully they got it out of their system.
Hopefully they did, okay? But they did follow it up with an absolute drubbing of Duquesne this week here, which that was expected-ish.
Right. No, that definitely was expected.
But now they find themselves, ranked 24th right now in the top 25. So now they're a ranked team. And Bill O'Brien, the coach. And again, there's something about Boston College. For whatever team I followed, like when I was younger, Notre Dame, I followed because obviously Lou Holtz. And like I'm dating myself a little bit, but I remember them marching into BC and BC beat them. And they weren't supposed to. And there's some other teams that BC wins. Like here, they're like, why? There's certain games that they show up. Again, to your point, hopefully they got it out of their system with Florida State. But, Carey, this is no chance or no time for Mizzou to be, like, patting themselves on the back here.
Yeah, we were talking about, just this schedule for Mizzou as they came into the season. And we were like, oh, yeah, they should easily be 6-0. One shouldn't have much of a challenge until, I think, Texas A&M. Well, let's revisit it because Boston College is saying, hey, we are a really good football team under new leadership. That's a team that has struggled in years past of having consistent play. Just hasn't really been. I was watching, I think it was the Florida State game, and they were talking about Bill O'Brien, and it's a team that hasn't won, I think, 9 or 10 games in 15 years. Like, they just have not had the consistency year after year, but now they're here. And the thing about when you beat a Florida State, a team that most people, a lot of people, myself included, thought should have had a chance to be in the Final Four last year, when you beat them week one, the amount of confidence that you have, there's a thought process of, yeah, we think we're good, but are we good? And then you go and beat Florida State, and you're like, oh, yeah, we can play this game. Like, we can play with anybody, and then you go out and beat Duquesne. You beat the hell out of them, as you should. And now you're saying, okay, well, next up on the list, we got Mizzou, at Mizzou. And this is a team that's number 6 in the country. And you're feeling like there's a confidence that you gain when you win and when you win against good teams. So I wouldn't just, if I'm Mizzou, yeah, you've had 2 really good games. You haven't allowed a point yet. I wouldn't go into this game assuming this is Boston College. This is the same Boston College that it was last year or the same Boston College that it was in the preseason. This team has a little bit more confidence now that they've won and beaten a team like Florida State, and now you're going to have to have you're going to have to play your best game and take care of your business the way that you have been the first couple of weeks.
I think it's good for Mizzou that Boston College beat Florida State. It's an opportunity for Mizzou. Not that they wouldn't necessarily take Boston College serious anyways. They should take every opponent serious. And if you're Eli Drinkowitz, all you have to do is point to not only the Boston College game against Florida State, but the Northern Illinois game against Notre Dame, and say, hey, on any given Saturday, boys, let's go. I think it's actually good that Mizzou, this is a non-conference opponent, which means they're unfamiliar with them. It's good that Boston College pulled off the upset. They got on everybody's radar now, too. So I think that this is a nice early season test for Mizzou.
And it's at Faurot Field, right?
Yes.
That's a nice advantage. Good crowd again this weekend for the Mizzou game, especially against an opponent that is lesser than, 2 opponents that are lesser than. Good crowds out there. You can tell right now that Mizzou is feeling it. You can see the energy, the vibe of this team. So hopefully, to your point, like the team and the coaching staff are like, okay, Boston College, going into this season, maybe we thought this was like going to be a tough game, but we're going to win. Guys, they're a legit threat. So this week of practice, we practice like we're playing Bama. Like, let's not get caught looking past these guys.
Absolutely. All right. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh. Well, boys, a Gauntlet trophy is up for grabs.
Yeah, our guy Percy.
Percy's back for round 4, and I'll take him on. I'm up for a save, guys.
Good luck, man.
That's next on 101 ESPN. Hey, it's time to fall into savings at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. It's time to fall into those savings at Auto Centers Nissan because they're hooking you up with the best finance rates and biggest discounts of 2024. They've got financing options for everyone that walks through the door at Auto Centers Nissan. Whether you're a first-time buyer or somebody that's got some credit issues, no problem. If you need a vehicle and you want it to be safe, secure, reasonably priced, Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they got you covered. Again, they've got the financing options too. How about 0% APR and select new Nissans like Pathfinders, Rogues, Altimas, all with finance terms as long as 84 months. That's happening right now at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. Plus, they're throwing in thousands in Nissan bonus cash and dealer discounts. It's their lowest prices of the year. If you want to give your bank account a break, if you want to skip some payments for a couple of months, Auto Centers Nissan, no payments for 3 months on select new and used vehicles, all available right now. As always, every offer includes 30-day new car return promise, complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, and complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. When you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
All right. time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 402, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and for a fourth show, we welcome back Percy. What's up, Percy?
What's going on?
Everything good in your world?
Oh, yeah. Waiting on my birthday tomorrow.
Well, happy early birthday, Percy.
Yep.
There you go. All right. You got a Gauntlet trophy that is up for grabs here today, Percy. You just got to get through me. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. I'm heading off to the Cone of Silence.
All right, Anthony, going to make his way to the Cone of Silence here. While he does that, Percy, you know the deal. Tell our guy Marshy to spin that wheel.
Marshy, spin that wheel.
All right, Percy, what do you want here against Anthony?
I don't think it matters. Hey, I got through 3 of you guys, so I'm working on it.
All right, well, this might be the toughest one because you got Anthony, and the category is football.
Okay, let's go.
All right, buddy. All right. We're getting the questions here from Marshy. Again, each question is worth 2 points. If you use the options and get it right, it's worth 1 point. If we're tied, as you know, Percy, we'll go to a tiebreaker, and we will get a winner here in the Gauntlet today. Percy, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, buddy, here we go. Question 1. What is the official name of LSU's football stadium, also known as Death Valley?
LSU's football stadium. Man, I know it off the top of my head, but I just can't call the name. Give me the options.
Is it Baton Rouge Field, State Stadium, or Tiger Stadium?
Tiger Stadium.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. Aside from the Jets, who missed the playoffs for 13 consecutive seasons? Aside from the Jets, who have missed the playoffs 13 consecutive seasons, which team has the longest active playoff drought in the NFL?
This team has the active playoff drought in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a good one there, too.
Is it the Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons, or the Denver Broncos?
The Denver Broncos.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Which team holds the NFL record for most consecutive playoff appearances, making the playoffs for 11 straight years?
New England Patriots.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Last question, Percy. When TCU made the national championship 2 years ago against Georgia, who was their quarterback?
TCU when he met Georgia. I can't think of his name either. I knew it right off the top of my head. I'm going to need that.
Was it Cam Rising, Stetson Bennett, or Max Duggan?
Max Duggan.
Final answer?
Final answer. Final answer.
All right, we're going to get Anthony back here from the Cone of Silence. Percy, how you feeling?
I don't know, but I guess I'm feeling pretty good. I beat 3 out of 4, so I can't complain about that.
All right. Well, Anthony's back. He's plugging his ears in. Anthony, how's the Cone of Silence?
It was good. It was good. I locked in, really. Ryder was in there. He's doing some business. I locked in.
Okay.
Gauntlet trophy.
Hope you packed a lunch.
Okay. I did, actually.
Category today. Final leg of the Gauntlet. Football.
All right. I like football.
Are you ready?
Clear the mechanism. Go. Yes.
Question 1. What is the official name of LSU's football stadium, also known as Death Valley?
I believe that's just Tiger Stadium. But I could also be wrong. Tiger Stadium, Death Valley, Baton Rouge. I'll probably regret this, but I'm going to ask for the options just in case I'm not missing something. So can I have the options, please?
Is it Baton Rouge Field?
No.
State Stadium?
No.
Or Tiger Stadium?
Tiger Stadium, final answer. That's going to cost me.
Aside from the Jets, who have missed the playoffs for 13 consecutive seasons, which team has the longest active playoff drought in the NFL?
Longest active playoff drought?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the Jets. All right, Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Titans, Jaguars, Colts, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. No, they made it somewhat recently. I'm probably missing an obvious one here. Bears, Packers, Lions, no. Falcons, Saints, Panthers. 49ers, Seahawks, Rams. I'll take the options.
All right. Is it the Carolina Panthers?
Thank you.
The Atlanta Falcons? Or the Denver Broncos?
Did you just get tired of waiting? You didn't want me to do it?
I just got lost in it.
We named all 32 teams.
I forgot where the hell we were. I'm not going to lie.
All right, Broncos. You said Broncos, Panthers,
Falcons.
and Falcons.
Yeah. Sorry, Carey.
Yeah, okay. I'm messing with you.
Well, the Broncos and Panthers played in the Super Bowl in 2016. Falcons made the playoffs in 16 and in 17. That's... I'm about to screw this up because of the years, probably. Falcons played in the 2016 Super Bowl, then they got back to the Super Bowl, then they got back to the playoffs. It got to be the Panthers. Panthers, final answer.
Question number 3. Which team holds the NFL record for most consecutive playoff appearances, making the playoffs for 11 straight years?
It's got to be the Chiefs. Under Andy Reid. Chiefs, final answer.
Final question. When TCU made the national championship 2 years ago against Georgia, who was their quarterback?
Oh, what was that kid's name? Oh, Max. Oh, man. What was his name? Max. I need the options.
Cam Rising?
No.
Stetson Bennett?
No.
Or Max Duggan?
Max Duggan. Final answer.
Okay, let's go over this. Question 1. What is the official name of LSU's football stadium, also known as Death Valley? Percy, you said Tiger Stadium. Anthony, you said Tiger Stadium immediately, and then asked for the options and said Tiger Stadium. Carey, answer is?
Tiger Stadium. Go Tiger.
But you both needed the options.
That was the right Tiger that time.
1-1. After 1. Let's go to question 4. When TCU made the national championship 2 years ago against Georgia, who was their quarterback? Percy, you said Max Duggan. Anthony, you said Max Duggan. Marshy, answer is?
It is Max Duggan.
But you both needed the options. 2-2 after 2. Let's go to question 2. Aside from the Jets, who have missed the playoffs for 13 consecutive seasons, which team has the longest active playoff drought in the NFL? Percy, with the options, you said the Denver Broncos. Anthony, with the options, you went through the entire league and the UFL and the CFL, and you chose the Carolina Panthers. Carey, answer is?
The Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos. Percy up by 1, headed into the final question. Which team holds the NFL record for most consecutive playoff appearances, making the playoffs for 11 straight years? Percy, without the options, said the New England Patriots. Anthony, without the options, said the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's how it's going to work. Anthony, if you're right, you'll win. If Percy's right, he wins. If it's the other option, Percy wins. Percy.
You have chosen wisely.
It was the New England Patriots, 11 straight years. Did you forget about Bill Belichick and Tom Brady?
11 straight years for what?
Making the playoffs.
Making the playoffs.
They didn't make it the last couple of years.
Yeah, but
not
11,
current.
Not current.
Record.
Gotcha.
It's holding the record. So, Percy, you're
Nice
champion.
job. Nice job,
Gauntlet
Percy.
champion.
Way to go.
Yeah. Hey, look, sugar in that salt, didn't you?
What's
Put
that?
a little sugar in that salt, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. He put sugar in my salt?
Yeah.
You put sugar in my salt?
Yeah.
Yes, you did, Percy.
Did you coach in the Bourbon Bowl?
Percy is hilarious.
Nice
Good
job, Percy. Congratulations. Happy birthday, Percy. Way to go.
Okay.
All right, man. You got a trophy. Congrats.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
All right,
Way
see
to
you
go,
later, buddy.
Percy.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So you misunderstood the question, I guess.
Yeah, I did. Stalter on the fumble.
Oh, man.
Wow, that's uncalled for.
I did. I mean, the Tiger Stadium one I knew. I just should have ran with it. Overthought it.
I thought for sure the Patriots won.
I thought you were going to get that one for sure. I didn't think you
I
needed
had it
the
written
options.
down. I was like, he's got
And I
this.
didn't think you needed Max.
Well,
Honestly, I thought you were getting 8 out of 8.
The Max Duggan one, I've had a brain fart on. The question, I misheard the question on the one. But the Broncos-Panthers one screwed me up.
Like, when through the entire league.
When did the Panthers make the playoffs after?
2017, they had a wild card game against the New Orleans Saints.
Yep.
Completely forgot about that one, obviously. Anyways, no, I blew that one. Nice job, Percy. Nice job, Percy. Nice birthday gift for him.
618 said you guys suck.
What's our record, Marsh? Can you pull that up? Can you pull up our record? Just if you have it off the hand.
Percy winning the
2024.
Gauntlet is the biggest upset in sports history.
The listeners are we allowed to take a shot at the listeners right now? Or them taking shots at us?
Rule number one.
Listen,
Nobody's safe. Nobody's
They
safe.
can, including us. We sucked that round. We didn't do well. That includes us.
That's tough. You know,
Nobody's
that's
safe.
true. We lost to
Nobody's safe.
We lost,
including us.
That's that. You're absolutely
So,
right.
It's hilarious.
What's our
618.
record,
It was
Marsh?
hilarious.
We are 150. I'm sorry. Yeah. 115-59.
Okay.
On the year.
That's a,
Yeah.
I mean,
Where'd you guys finish dead last night? You had a good 4 days, sir.
Anthony, driving the show from the corner is going to be
forgot about
different.
Yeah. I'm heading there.
Stalter to the penalty box.
Yep. I'm heading there. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Man, you know what we just did? We were rolling. We were rolling, and then we just ran into the Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
It just
Colorado
sucked.
Rockies.
I think we ran into the Houston Astros personally. but-
That's a good team.
I would agree.
That's a good
That's
team.
a heck of a team.
That was a
It
good
is.
team.
Strong team.
Yeah, very strong.
Yep.
I think we ran into the Astros.
The 2005 team.
Yeah.
No.
A different one.
Gotcha.
But,
So,
you know,
rebuilt Astros.
They had Altuve. They had Bregman.
Yeah.
They had guys.
Yeah, it's a good franchise.
Yeah.
Good job.
You know what they know how to do? They know how to
win. Like
Yeah.
Percy.
Yeah.
They know how. Yeah. You know what? We'll just leave it at that. They know how to win.
Yes, they do. All right. Jamie's NFL Week 1 notes. Jamie had himself a really fun Sunday from start to finish yesterday. He'll tell you why next on 101 ESPN.
With over 2 decades of family ownership and operation, E&B Granite is St. Louis's trusted name in renovations for kitchens, bathrooms, and outdoor living spaces. Kitchens and bathrooms are, those are something that are huge for your home, but now those outdoor living spaces have become super popular, and E&B Granite does a fantastic job of all of those things. They offer an extensive selection, too, of custom countertops, cabinets, flooring that cater to all kinds of tastes. They got different colors, patterns, styles that are guaranteed to bring new life into your living spaces. And they're backed by a skilled team of professional fabricators, installers, and the best part, the in-house design staff. They're fantastic. I went in there looking to redo my kitchen, didn't really know what I was doing. The in-house design staff walked me through it, showed me the countertop, showed me what it could look like, and they were right. It was awesome. The installers did a fantastic job as well. Could have taken a picture of it and put it in magazines. E&B Granite, the best in the business. All you have to do is give them a call, book an appointment. That number is 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300. Or you can stop by the showroom at 6135 Manchester Ave. Walk in, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you. And if none of those work for you, you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
I'm in the penalty box here. First time.
It sucks back there, doesn't it?
The loss was worse. Like, this is just gross. Max Duggan. I'm not going to get over this one for a long, long time, guys.
Well, I understand that.
Did you try the helmet on over there?
No.
Our YouTubers are clamoring for the helmet to go on. Oh, Stalter.
Ooh. It does not fit.
No.
It doesn't fit.
That looks like a big helmet, too.
I was going to say that. It looks bigger than it actually is.
Big helmet.
You look like Patrick Mahomes.
It looks bigger than
He wears his helmet.
Right?
It's true.
Yeah. What does he do?
Oh, Patrick Mahomes, you kind of do look like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you just have to be annoying like him.
He's not annoying. He's in football. What is wrong?
He's totally annoying. You cannot watch the series quarterback and not find Patrick Mahomes annoying. I'm sorry.
Come on.
Well, more annoying Mahomes when he wins or Cousins when he doesn't win?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Because both happen a lot.
Yeah. I can't think he's seriously wearing that thing right now.
All right, Jamie. Your week 2 notes.
Apart from Anthony channeling his Patrick Mahomes right now.
I'm going to have a migraine.
Yeah. My notes start right with my firstborn, which is the Patriots. And how about them showing up, playing the Bengals, and taking them out behind the woodshed to go 1-0. I don't think anybody saw that happening, and I'm anxious to hear, Carey, your thoughts on it. Anthony, you as well. It's not that the Patriots were a better team. They played a better game.
Yeah.
But, where did they succeed the most in this game?
Well, the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, I was going to say just in all of the above. Every facet, in my opinion. The Bengals just were unable to get anything going offensively. They felt like it was kind of stuck in the mud. I'm sorry, I turn around. I felt like it was a little bit stuck in the mud trying to get their offense going. I don't know how you feel, Anthony.
Yeah.
But it just felt like offensively they were unable to sustain drives. The times where they did, like I talked about it earlier, they did score a touchdown that was taken off of the board. They said Gesicki didn't hold on to the ball. The other tight end was running in for a touchdown, and he fumbles on the 2-yard line. Those mistakes are critical mistakes. Fumble, punt. You have so many different mistakes that cost you that game. I guess it would maybe the Patriots didn't beat them in all phases. Maybe the Bengals beat themselves, but at the end of the day, it's still a win for the Patriots.
I thought the Patriots dominated them in the trenches. I thought New England's offensive line manhandled Cincinnati's defensive line, especially when it came to the running game. Give credit where credit's due. Jacoby Brissett played with a lot of grit yesterday.
He did.
He had more grit than Joe Burrow. It's not like you can't bring up the excuse with Cincinnati with the receivers. Who the hell is Jacoby Brissett throwing to? KJ Osborne. So I just thought the Patriots, look, death taxes, and the Patriots are going to play good defense, right? It's why they made the playoffs 11 consecutive years. At one point in time, not necessarily 11 consecutive from here.
Correct.
Yeah. No, credit the Patriots. I thought they were going to win 2 games this year.
Halfway there.
Halfway there already after week 1. So I probably undersold the Patriots and oversold the Bengals, but I do think Cincinnati will be okay.
So we'll go. Next one for me is my middle child, and the NFC South with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think to a person, we all said that the new and improved Falcons probably going to run away with that division.
Maybe not.
And I did say pump your brakes a little bit here.
That's what
because
you should have.
Last year with Baker Mayfield under center for the Buccaneers, and look at Shaky Bakey's no threat to be the MVP. But now, since Tom Brady was there, this team has consecutively and consistently had good players. You look at the receiving core, and that's a great receiving core. I mean, running back Rashad White, Bucky Irving had himself a pretty good day. But you look at Chris Godwin, 83 yards, a touchdown. Mike Evans, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield throwing for 289, 4 touchdowns. Did we maybe, underappreciate that the Buccaneers could be something in this?
Yes, we undersold them. Tampa Bay won the division last year. They're bringing back largely the same team. They're more talented than New Orleans. They're more talented than Carolina, and they're tougher than Atlanta. It's the Buccaneers' division to win. We screwed the pooch by crowning Atlanta when they didn't deserve anything. They signed Kirk Cousins. So what? I mean, Tampa Bay's a better team. I love what we had. We had Todd Bowles fired midway through the season last year.
We sure did.
That was the guy that was going to get fired. The first head coach fired in 2023, and now all he's done is he's proven that he can coach. So, yeah, Jamie, I completely agree. I think the Bucs are the team to beat in that division.
All right, last one for me is my newest child, the Detroit Lions, who we certainly expected good things from them, but that was a hell of a test last night. The Rams, I was worried about that game because the Rams are good enough. We saw it last year. This is a playoff matchup or a revenge match. And, for a large part of that first half, not a lot going on. The Lions had a couple of good drives, but ended up not really materializing into anything. And then to be behind and come back and then win in overtime, that is the new Lions team. You go back to before Dan Campbell, and the Lions would have found a way to lose that game. They would have gotten really close and somehow messed it up. But now the new Lions believe that they can win every single game. And that's what happened, is when it got down to the last couple of minutes, overtime, in the trenches, playing hard, out-battling the other team, it was like you could just see the Lions just sort of took over.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job last night. And I told you all, when they got to overtime and they took the ball, I had no doubt that they were going to go down there and score a touchdown and end the game. They were well balanced. I thought that Detroit did an outstanding job of getting both running backs involved in the run game and in the passing game. Jamison Williams had his breakout game of his career last night and just went off. He's a top-end speed type of guy that takes the top off the coverage, and he's going to fly past people when he gets the opportunity. Thought he did great. And I think the best part about that win last night, their best receiver, who is Amon-Ra St. Brown, didn't have a great night. The best play he had was probably breaking up an interception from the DB from St. Louis, from the Rams, picking it off. So I thought they did a great job. I thought that, all in all, the Detroit Lions are a really good football team. And I have to give credit to the Los Angeles Rams as well. That team battled their butt off, too. I didn't think that they had, nearly as much as they would have in them. I thought losing Aaron Donald defensively, they would be down. Jared Verse, the defensive end out of Florida State, looks like he's going to be really, really good. Cooper Kupp is back to doing Cooper Kupp things.
Night.
He had an outstanding night. I thought, the fact that they were able to battle against the Rams, in which they were, and still come out on top, I think that speaks volumes to what Detroit is going to be this year.
And Puka Nacua is going to miss the next 4 games. This is just breaking news. Sean McVay says that Nacua is going to have to go on injured reserve, so it's going to be the Cooper Kupp show again. But I agree, Jamie. I think I agree with both of you guys what you're talking about on both sides of the ball. I was impressed by the Rams last night. That's a tough environment. That place was loud. I mean, you could hear from your TV how loud Ford Field was last night.
It's so wild to see that too.
They're a great fan base. You know that.
Oh yeah.
You know that. Same fan base, obviously, that rooted for the Red Wings in the 2000s when you played for them. That's a passionate group, man. They've been starved for good football. And that's a game. I was texting with my buddy Drew, who's a huge Lions fan. He's like, I don't care how they won last night. I've seen enough of the Lions lose those type of games to appreciate when they win one like that. I don't think that was the best the Lions have, which is a good thing because they're still 1-0. All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We are going to go to our Sports Six-Pack. So if you have a question for us, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line, and we'll answer them next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, there's a lot of guys out there driving around right now or listening to the radio that are feeling tired, maybe even depressed, irritable. They've put on a little bit of weight. They're working out, but they can't figure out why the weight won't disappear. It can be discouraging. It's all because low testosterone. It happens. It's inevitable. And our friends over at Mentality, man, they're good. You walk in, you sit down, you talk to a super friendly staff, board-certified physicians, of course, and you go through some of the things you're feeling. They ask some questions. Then they do the full blood panel, and that's where you get your answers. That's where you find out what's going on, whether it's low testosterone, other vitamins, no matter what it is. But they're there to help you and help you immediately.
Well, I know you get questions all the time, and it's the same question I asked you. Does it work when you started? And I actually didn't even have to ask you that because I saw it in you when you were going through your day, and at one point run down because you had multiple jobs and all that. And then all of a sudden it's like, yep, you're good. You're not reaching for the coffees. I'm not reaching for the energy drinks anymore. It works. So head down to Mentality. 2 locations, one in South County, one in Chesterfield. Just talk to them. Tell them how you're feeling. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't even have to, jump on the program right then and there. But Jamie and I bet you will, because when you find out that it's covered by most insurances, you find out that other guys that have gone in there have seen great results like Jamie and I. You're going to want to feel that as well. So, again, 2 locations. Check them out online as well at low2usa.com. It's Mentality.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Your St. Louis Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 to the Seattle Mariners this weekend. They are off today, but the Cards will take on the Reds tomorrow with Andre Palante on the mound. First pitch is at 6:45 tomorrow. City SC played to a draw against New England this weekend, 2-2 the final. They are set to take on Minnesota on Saturday, 7:30 start time. And tonight we have Monday Night Football for you right here on 101 ESPN. It's the 49ers and the Jets with the pregame starting at 6:30. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six Pack. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Sports Six Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
Whoa. Question 1. You already poured it. All right. It is the Sports Six Pack. It is the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line if you want to text in. Marsh, question 1.
Question number 1.
From the 314, is Deshaun Watson officially broken and busted?
Yeah, I would say so. I thought he was broken even before yesterday's game against Dallas. Now, apparently there is Jamie word coming out that Deshaun Watson could be in even more trouble off the field.
Yeah, I just finished reading through the TMZ Sports article on it, and another woman from the state of Texas, going back to 2020 when all those other allegations came out regarding Deshaun Watson and that time of however they resolved it. It says that he went over to her apartment and she was getting ready for their date, and she came back out to find him completely naked, wanting to have his buttocks massaged. Yes. So she apparently was able to pull away from him and whatnot, and she'd been trying to settle this with Deshaun Watson privately, saying he wanted nothing to do with it. So now the quarterback is under investigation again, or scrutiny, however you want to put it. I don't think it's a police matter yet. I don't know. I'm just getting this kind of hot off the press. But has there ever been a player have more of a
fall from
absolute skydive? Like, this was an MVP, right?
Was he not an MVP? He was at least an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then all of this happened, and now he can't even play football, and he's got all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
I will say this, though, and Carey, you can correct me because I'm not an NFL player. NHL contracts have it very, very strictly worded that conduct unbecoming or unlawful can have your contract terminated by the club and by the NFL or the NHL.
We saw that with Corey Perry this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is something in his contract specifically that states that.
You would think there's a whole bunch, right?
Maybe there's something in there stating that, going forward from the incidents of that time frame. I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know if this is part of the reason why he isn't playing. Listen, if you're not playing well and you got other off the field issues that keep coming up, somebody's gonna find a way to get out of that contract. They pay these lawyers a lot of money to figure out how to not pay people, and then I'm sure they're gonna, if it gets to that point, and I don't know where this point is, but if it gets to the point where they no longer want to tolerate whatever he has going on, because A, it's annoying and it's completely ridiculous and uncalled for, and B, you also aren't performing well enough to even warrant being paid anything. Yeah, I'm sure they will be trying to find a way to move on at some point.
I mean, it's almost like they should, man. Like, just wash your hands of this guy. Like, my gosh.
Jamie, to your point, he was a national champion, right? He was a college football national champion with Clemson. He gets taken by Houston. Everybody's talking about how all these teams, including the Bears, when they took Trubisky, passed on him. It's a top 5 franchise quarterback. And then all of the allegations started to come out. He misses the year with the Texans. And that's it. He can't play anymore. The off-field stuff, you thought maybe it went away. I mean, it's always there, right? But I'm talking about from like a playing standpoint.
Yeah, I get it.
And now more pop up to like, wow. You're right. I don't know.
Like,
I'm
Ryan
sure there
Leaf,
is.
There's people talk about Ryan Leaf, but Ryan Leaf never had the success in the NFL, like ever. And he had a massive fall from grace as well.
Yep.
But Deshaun Watson is like a premier quarterback in the NFL. And now he can barely play the game anymore. And two, apparently he's an absolute creep.
Yeah. Vic had a pretty big fall as well, but he even came back.
Mm-hmm. He did.
And Andy Reid took him in Philly, and he actually wound up having an okay couple of actually really good couple of seasons. So, yeah, Jamie, you're right. This might be it.
Question number 2.
From 636, how do Tucker and Kessel compare, i.e. both played well when initially called upon and played so well they received 2-year one-way deals. A year later, and Tucker's played his way back to Springfield. Why do most people think Kessel is a lock for the top 6?
Just watch him play. He's 6'2", 215, plays a heavy brand of hockey, very simple game. He skates extremely well. I said it last year on several broadcasts that there's more there, too. Kessel scored a healthy amount of points playing college hockey, I think that he hasn't been asked to provide that yet, but you could see towards the end of the season last year that he was bringing more of an offensive game. He was joining the play. He had more confidence to play with the puck in the offensive zone. And he defends very well. He's very strong. He clears the front of the net. Kessel, for me, is a can't-miss top 6 defenseman this year for the Blues.
Question number 3.
From the 636, after week 1, who is your biggest sleeper teams in the NFL? As in best chance to make the playoffs, but you didn't think so preseason.
Ooh. Bucks.
Yeah, that's a good one. You're right.
Bucks are gonna.
Because we said there'd only be one team out of that division.
The Bucks are gonna win the NFC South.
Vikings.
Yes, sir.
Carey, settle down.
The Vikings.
Who are they going to beat?
They're going to beat the Packers. They're going to beat the Packers.
Bears. Yeah. Sorry about that, Carey.
It all starts if they beat the 49ers. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying they will at all. But if they beat the 49ers, we need to have a conversation.
Revenge game for Darnold.
We need to have a conversation.
I don't think we're going to have that conversation.
Well, Carey,
but,
I'm just saying it.
They can still make the playoffs. What about the Indianapolis Colts? They lost that game. Anthony Richardson might have the strongest arm I've ever seen.
Whoa. Michael Vick?
Listen, yes. Now, Vic could Anthony?
Players' fingers were broken.
I know.
Catching the ball clean.
You have to catch it cleanly. It's going to harm you if you don't. But Anthony Richardson, the way he throws, it just shoots out of his hand. Like it's pretty good.
I haven't seen that since Michael Vick.
I haven't either. I think it might be stronger than Vic's.
Oh, Carey.
All right.
I'll send you the video. I'll send him the video.
Did you not see the video? Did you not see the touchdown throw? Don't worry about.
I'll send you the video.
Send to the group, please.
This is the video you're sending, is this game footage or is this him just throwing the football?
No, it's game footage. Yeah. He sent the video the other night.
Look at this throw.
It's his favorites.
Carey didn't kill it. Carey didn't look at it. He
didn't scroll the 14-minute mark, Anthony.
I didn't.
Hates us.
Look at the throw that Anthony Richardson made to Pierce, I believe it was, that caught that touchdown. That's a throw.
How about he has an arm close to Vic? Is that not good enough for you?
I just sent it to that group text.
All right, I'll look at it later.
Because that means he's still got a really strong arm.
He does.
I've never seen anybody throw the ball like
he's
Vic, personally.
bigger. He's a bigger quarterback than Vic. Like, I think he has more strength in his arm, and that's not a knock against Michael Vick. That's like saying, the guy that finished second to Usain Bolt is slow. That's not true.
Well,
he's still
slower.
fast.
Slower.
But the problem is, you're saying the guy next to Usain Bolt was faster.
Yeah. He was.
Well, I'm saying in this case, Anthony Richardson is Usain Bolt. What are you guys saying?
That's what we're saying. He's not. He's the guy next to Usain Bolt.
I'm saying Michael Vick is Usain Bolt.
Michael's my teammate.
I know.
What I watched the other day. It was
Gator from the steak pick goes, I agree, Carey, all caps, with his Gators logo.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, former Florida Gator.
The Colts aren't a sleeper for me. I had him in the playoffs.
You did?
Yeah, I like the Colts. I didn't have them in the playoffs like Marsh. Marsh took that step, but no, the Buccaneers are the answer here, guys. It's the Buccaneers are going to win that NFC South. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, we'll continue our Sports Six Pack next on 101 ESPN. Right now, you could go smart and classic. Tub to shower, bathroom sale, all courtesy of my friends at Mosby Building Arts. It's a special sale. They got pricing that leads up to September 30th. But don't wait. Call them right now at 314-909-1800 because they have 3 ways for you to save on a luxurious new shower. Including, 1, 10% off bathroom projects. So you get 10% off all bathroom projects if you call Mosby Building Arts in the month of September. Or no payments for 12 months when it comes to upgrading your bathroom, or payments as low as $200 a month. So that currently is Mosby's sale throughout the month of September. I'm going to tell you why, though, that you should go beyond the sale when it comes to calling Mosby. It's because we trust them in our household because they do the project right the first time. Proper measurements. You work with the best. You work with the best designers. You work with the best contractors. They're all in-house. So they're not, they don't have different, companies that they contract the business out. No, their employees are all in-house. You're talking about an electrician that is in-house at Mosby's. Oh, Mosby, you're talking about a plumber that is in-house. So everybody has your back when it comes to your project, right? It's your team that Mosby sends out when it comes to your project. But again, call them now. 3 ways to save on a luxurious new shower, the 10% off bathroom projects, no payments for 12 months, or payments as low as $200 a month, all for calling Mosby this month. 314-909-1800 or call Mosby.com. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center. Suffering from ED or PE? Your first treatment is free at ParamountMen'sMedical.com.
Let's continue our Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh.
Question number 4.
From the 636, I know you guys have discussed this already, but would you put Northern Illinois' win versus Notre Dame up there with the Appalachian State upset over Michigan on the list of greatest upsets of all time? Does it rank higher than the App State-Michigan game?
No. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Appalachian State, did they block a field goal or kick the field goal, block the field goal to win that game?
Yes, they did.
Like, that was the last play of the game. Like,
that was one of the last plays.
Yeah.
They almost returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I was in that opposite end zone as they were running it back.
Well, NIU did the same thing. They blocked that field goal, too.
They blocked 2 field goals, one before half and then one at the end, yeah. The one at the end, I think, was really long. But.
I was in Champaign. I was driving, didn't get to see the game for Notre Dame and Northern Illinois.
So Notre Dame, if we're just going to go from like an odds standpoint, Notre Dame was a 28-point favorite. I think App State was like a 40-something point underdog against Michigan. That Michigan team was considered a legit national champion, a national title contender.
Yeah,
that was the team that brought back
Mike Hart.
Yeah, it was Mike Hart and
Chad Henne was the quarterback.
Jake. What's his name?
Not Matthew.
No. The left tackle.
Jake Long.
Thank you.
Former Ram.
Yep. That team was a massive favorite going into the year. So no, I wouldn't put it on par. It is a really big upset. Very surprising. But I mean, App State we're not talking about right now App State where you're like, oh, okay, a decent Sun Belt team. The App State team back in 06 or whatever it was, they were what you would consider, like if Murray State went into Mizzou and beat them.
Yeah, I thought again, I didn't get to see the Notre Dame game, but I just remember that App State game like, whew.
It was
very impressive.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think App State became a top 25 team the week after.
No,
like that's how bad they were. Or not bad, but like that's how lower ranked they were.
Yeah, they weren't even they weren't close. That was a blood donor game. Like that was And I, again, I was there that day. App State played them well. Northern Illinois played well, certainly. When you look at the first touchdown, Notre Dame tried to jump a route real quick. The ball snuck through, and Northern Illinois went for a touchdown. They blocked the 2 field goals. They had 2 picks because Riley Leonard threw into double coverage. Like, everything kind of went well for NIU. Nothing went well for Notre Dame. I thought App State actually played Michigan hard that day.
Yeah.
Like, we were like, what? This is really happening? Anyways, both impressive upsets. No, I wouldn't put it in front of the App State upset.
Question number 5.
From the 239, is Miles Michaelis starting another game for the Cardinals this season? And I'll even take that a step further from the 239's question. Is Miles Michaelis going to pitch again in 2025?
Oh, he'll pitch
for
somewhere.
The Cardinals.
Oh, for the Cardinals? I don't see how he can. I don't see how the Cardinals can look at the product from Miles Michaelis over the last 2 seasons in particular and justify taking a roster spot from pretty much anybody else at this point. Has he pitched his last game for the year? What do they got left? 20 games?
Yeah.
I think he has.
Yeah.
I think he has to. I mean, at this point, you're still, 6 games back from the 3rd wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's Michael McGreevy time. Give him another chance. Matts, go back to the bullpen. Lance Lynn, you'll get your spot start here. Then they'll find a reason to send him back to the bullpen or the IL. Something's going to happen there.
Yep.
And I think you just got to play out the season with Sonny Gray, Eric Fetty, Andre Palante, Michael McGreevy, and Kyle Gibson.
Agreed.
I feel like those are the 5 guys who've kind of taken that spot. I don't know how you look at your fan base or the other guys in that room and be like, yeah, no, we're just going to keep rolling it out.
Thank you. Yes, I agree. Completely.
I know, Carey, you disagree.
Well, he's going to start Sunday, September 15th at 12:37 versus
What,
Toronto.
does it say that?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
What's your problem, Carey?
Seriously.
You know what my problem? I'm broken, Anthony. I'm damn broken. It's 2 years of this, man.
Look what you did to him, Cardinals. Look at him.
Broken.
You look
This
at
man
this.
used to smile. Look at it. Just look at it. Look what you've done.
Can't take it anymore.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Looking at a broken man.
Yeah.
Thanks to your St. Louis Cardinals.
Nah.
So he's going to start another one.
Nope.
Then another one after that.
I don't think so.
I think the moment that the Chiefs and Ravens game kicked off, I think I checked out of the Cardinal season. Now, I went to the game on Saturday, and I told you guys this while I was earlier before we started the show, that I thought the Cardinals were going to get no hit, and I was kind of excited that I was going to see for the first time in my ever in my life that I would see a no-hitter happen in person. It just happened to come from the other team.
Right.
And little
You're
did I know,
hoping for it.
Little did I know that I would walk out of that stadium a winner.
Yeah.
That game was boring as hell. Boring as hell.
Not fun?
I had a good time. Like, I know how to, keep.
Yeah, you know how to.
I know how to have a good time.
You know how to have fun despite what you were watching.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But you did not expect that it would be a pitcher's duel that day.
For
now,
sure.
Did you get off your feet when Pedro Paez homered?
Oh, absolutely. I took a video of him rounding the bases.
Nice. Good.
I was like, Pedro.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Pedro. Good for him. Only 2 hits in the game, though. I mean, it's kind of not great. But they won, right?
They did. They
did.
won.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Question number 6.
Okay, from 636. Do you guys think that some of the top teams in college football have been slightly disappointing so far this season?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I wouldn't put Michigan in that category, though, because Michigan lost all those players, and obviously Harbaugh, and you kind of knew they were going to take a step back. So I'm not overly surprised by them.
Oregon
is the worst-looking 2-0
good.
team, I think, thus far that was supposed to have high expectations.
They look disorganized.
They do. Yeah.
Oof.
So, yes, I would agree with that statement.
I'm just hoping for their sake that Idaho is a really good team and Boise State is a really good team, because I told you the kid from Boise State, Genty, I think is his name, Ashton Genty, he's got 9 touchdowns in 2 games. 9 rushing touchdowns in 2 games. Over 400 yards in total. Like, he's
Oregon, what are we doing?
I don't know, but when he broke for that 70-yarder, nobody could catch him.
Yeah,
he's fast.
Alabama too. Alabama had its issues at times.
I had really high expectations, though. Like, my expectations
weren't in the
weren't.
nation.
Yeah,
but that's because you're Alabama. If that was Illinois, and they started it's the reputation. I think that's more that than anything.
Penn State struggled with.
They did.
Who was it? Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. Yep.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. Oklahoma State struggled with Arkansas.
That went to
Kansas
double OT.
State struggled with Tulane. Like, there were some games.
LSU, not great.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, not great. Like,
Ohio State and Texas looked outstanding.
I didn't think Ohio State looked good in the first game against Akron.
They won 48 to nothing, didn't they?
That was Western Michigan.
Oh.
But
I'm sorry. They won 52 to 6. My apologies.
Okay, exactly. It was rough early going there. I think what we're trying to say is the MAC's got pretty good teams. Watch out, Illinois.
Okay.
It's
a fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Right.
Central Michigan going to Illinois.
See how that goes.
Is that an early kickoff?
It should be 11 a.m.
All right.
Get at them early.
Can't wait to hear Carey's call of the game, too.
I won't be there this weekend.
Oh, no?
You're not on the CMU game?
Mm-mm.
Maybe we'll go as fans.
I won't be.
Can you get us tickets?
Okay, geez.
I mean, I can get you.
You think you can hang out with your coworkers after work?
I just thought of something. I don't know if we could, what the logistics of this looks like, but I think it would be hilarious if we all, at some point in the year, went to each other's alma maters for a game.
That would actually be pretty fun.
A CMU football game. We go to a Sioux Greyhounds, or not Sioux Greyhounds, the
what is it, Montreal?
Sudbury Wolves.
Sudbury Wolves, my bad. Sudbury Wolves game. Go to a North Dakota hockey game.
Let me tell you.
Go to an Illinois football game.
We should do that. That would actually be really awesome.
And
kind of cool.
And Hubbard Radio will pay for it.
Hubbard. They're not going to pay for that. What decision this offseason is the most important for the Cardinals' future? The most important, guys. That's next on 101 ESPN. What is the most important decision for the Cardinals this offseason? Could be a player decision, could be a personnel decision. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. What do you think, Jamie?
Yeah, I think for me, it's establishing a direction that you're going to go in. Never mind players, whatnot, because if you don't establish what direction you're headed in, it doesn't matter. You're going to end up with the same potpourri of what you've had for the last 2 years of like kind of older, some young guys, just a few extra arms in the rotation, going to make it by here, make do. No. Like, I think the Cardinals have to have a very specific direction. I have been petitioning for youth movement, but not total youth movement. Like I said, I would approach Nolan Arenado and see where his head is at regarding a youth movement that could have this team back into a pretty good spot in 2 or 3 years. I don't think they could be any worse next year than what they were this year. So, although that sounds nauseating, it's actually really good, because if you have a young team that's, let's say, hypothetically, still in a playoff race this late in the season, that bodes well for the following season, and and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But I think having a direction and following exactly, sticking to the plan, and not veering off the course just because of like the way you used to do it. So for me, it's finding exactly what you want to do.
I think there are too many things of importance to figure out which one is the most important.
What's the most urgent then?
Starting rotation. Who's in it, who's in, who's out. Like, I think all of the other things, who's playing first base, if it's Paul Goldschmidt, okay, like you kind of know what you're getting. I think, okay, I would say starting rotation and who's hitting where. Like, if are you going to be committed to having Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt if they're both on the roster next year? Nolan more than likely will be. Are you committed to letting them bat third, fourth, or fifth 80% of the time? If so, probably not going to be good. But the starting rotation for me would be 1A, and then 1B would be who's playing where and who's hitting where.
Yeah, I think that who's hitting might solve itself come spring training time. And if you're running it back, like you said, with Goldie and Arenado, and it still looks the same, then one, you have a problem. But two, you also know you have to have a very tough conversation with these guys. They cannot be in the middle of your order. But I think, again, it comes back to, what direction are you going in?
Right.
If you're going in a more of a youthful direction, maybe, Mo, that's when the conversation with Nolan Arenado is just to let you know, like, we're going to go look for some middle of the order bats. We're going to try and promote some guys from within. Like, if you're bopping, don't worry about it.
Right.
Nothing to worry about. But if you're not bopping, you will probably have to bat lower in the order.
They don't strike me as a team that feels comfortable having those uncomfortable conversations.
Totally agree.
Like, I don't feel like, to me, this feels like an organization that we'll do enough, and if we get an MVP caliber year from Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, then we can make the playoffs. If we don't, maybe we win 80 games, and maybe we squeak into the playoffs, and maybe we can have some playoff magic that year. That to me feels like, and again, this is just how I feel about it. It feels to me like they go into the meetings and they say, okay, this is what we expect, and we'll win 80 games if we just trot out the guys we have right here. Now, if we get stellar play from this person, and this person, we could actually win the division. That's how it comes off to me, which I don't think that's the best way to do business if you have plans on winning. Now, if you're doing business, meaning financially, maybe that's the best way to go about it, because you're not going over and beyond a budget that you set for yourself. You're going to say, well, this is what we spend, this is what we're comfortable with, and if we just do what we expect them to do, we'll win 81 games, 82 games.
So this is where the Doug Armstrong thought process comes in for me, is if John Mozeliak said, just to his staff and everybody, they're on the big conference room, and he says, all right, we need to go with the youth movement. We need to get younger. I understand we still have Nolan, and let's just say we're bringing back Goldie for another year, but next year could be that 80 to 85 win team. Who knows? Somewhere in and around that. But think about the year after, when Jordan Walker, Gorman, these guys have had a full, they're not coming out of the game. They're playing. And Mason Wynn, what does that look like? Victor Scott, Michael Ciani, some of these guys, Alec Burleson with another year. your cost of doing business actually goes down because you have more younger guys in the lineup, so more cost-controlled as far as salaries are concerned. And then the following year, if you have a better year than you thought you'd have, you can start adding a little bit to that to try and get to where you want to be.
I think that makes the most sense. But again, how I envision my Redbirds, they have this sense of nostalgia. Like they have to have that player on the roster. How do you get over that when that's who you are and that's what you do?
If I'm John Mozeliak and the DeWitts, let's just say they're having this conversation, and Mo's like, hey, we got to go to the youth movement. DeWitts are like, well, I want that nostalgic play. You got them. You got Arenado and Goldie. That's what we're bringing it back. Those are your two guys. Those are your nostalgia. All right? Yeah. Apart from that, we're going the other way.
So, for me, I agree that there needs to be a youth movement, a partial youth movement here. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, Jamie. I agree that the most urgent thing is the starting pitching, Carey.
Yeah.
So I'll just add to this discussion. I'm calling Oakland and seeing what they want for Brent Rooker.
There you go.
I need a cleanup hitter.
Go for it.
I have to have a cleanup hitter. I think you move on from Goldie. This little spurt here doesn't mean that he's going to be somebody that can carry again next year. I think going back to that post doesn't make any sense at all. You need a legitimate fourth hitter. Wilson Contreras can be number 3. If you could get somebody like Brent Rooker, get him here. He's 4. You got to figure out where to play him because
he's your DH.
He's your DH then.
He would have to be.
So now you have other issues now because is Nolan Gorman back on the roster? Is Alec Burleson not the DH and is he in the field?
He's playing first base for me. I'm moving on from Goldie.
I'm with you.
Okay.
But I at this point though, Anthony, because the late surge from Goldie, as much as I'm like sitting here shaking my head, the late surge from Goldie's going to get him that 1-year complimentary deal. And then you're going to have to deal with all that.
Then, unfortunately, this team gets what it deserves next year, and I feel bad for the fan base.
Don't disagree.
As Carey would say, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
There you go.
So we get a text here from the 980. So, Jamie, I understand what you're saying about the youth movement, but they've had 2 years of below mediocre seasons. I don't want to hear about a youth movement that's just telling me we're going to have 3 years of mediocrity. It's this apples and oranges, man.
Who do you think they're going to get?
But this is what I'm saying. You brought in Crawford, Carpenter. You ran it back with all these older players, and then you still tried to force feed a couple of you really had no sense of direction.
But Jamie,
at all.
Jamie, I completely agree with you. To this texter, who do you think they're going to bring in? I get what they're saying.
How about going and get some help with some veteran players? That's what they just tried, man.
But they're okay.
You want them to run it back the same way.
I'm assuming.
I think you crazy pills.
I'm assuming the texter wants them to go out there and bring in veteran players that are actually good. Exactly.
Yeah, good one.
You're not getting that. So we all have to be realistic here.
Can you tell them why?
Because the Cardinals aren't going to spend that much.
Because it costs too much money.
And it's not going to make sense. It'd be like bringing in a star player to play on a mediocre team.
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
That doesn't automatically make the team great.
Right.
It means you have a great player on a mediocre team.
Yeah.
Why not have your young guys take steps forward so that when you do bring in the great player, your young guys are ready to go for that next step?
Yeah.
Because then you end up turning out like the Atlanta Falcons. You bring in a great player, but the team around him is just not there, you know?
No, actually,
you did.
I think you got that the other way around.
Oh, did I get that wrong?
Yeah,
you got my back, Jamie. He's feeling all good because Sam Darnold lit up things.
It's getting blurry vision over there.
Sam Darnold, 10 times the player Kirky is at a fraction of the cost.
I didn't say it, you did.
Because it's true. All right. There's Marshy. What else has he got for his week 1 notes?
Oh, yeah.
Should be a lot of Sam Darnold talk. But he's also got some young QB issues. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you are a contractor or own a business that needs recycling, well, you need to learn more about Scrap Mart Metals. They're tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and your budget. They understand that job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart to recycle that metal, it's one less thing you have to do during cleanup. You'd be amazed at how scrap metals add up, and it can help your business's cash flow. If you own that heavy equipment, it breaks down time and time again. Eventually, you're going to have to end your suffering and get rid of it. When that time comes, Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, and Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. Copper, wire, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, batteries, electric motors, steel, cast iron, and much more. It is recycling made easy. They offer a convenient drive-on scale, and they will always give you the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just visit them at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you going. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's Fastline on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we've been going through our Week 1 notes. So Jamie had some notes from Week 1, Carey had some notes from Week 1, and Andrew Marsh has some notes from Week 1. Marshy.
All right, the first thing that really stood out to me was all of the young quarterbacks and their performances. And obviously, you know, you have a few young QBs that did well, and it's no surprise, like C.J. Stroud. He continues to be what he was last season, so no concerns from C.J. Stroud. But Caleb Williams, I think he struggled. Bryce Young struggled. Bo Nix, a few interceptions. Will Levis, I don't know what he was doing.
Oh.
When you look at all these guys, like...
What happened?
Oh, well...
He lost the game. They lost the game.
He did. They
literally did.
That was a case of the Titans lost that game. The Bears, I don't know if they necessarily won the game. They were given that game.
Played pretty good.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah. And I was very happy about that because they're on my 101 fantasy football team. Neighbors Dave. Solid.
Neighbors Dave.
Yeah, that's my team name.
Picture of my face.
That's awesome.
Neighbors Dave, because he has Malik Neighbors, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, Neighbors Dave. Dave. Yeah.
It's Neighbor Dave, but Neighbors Dave.
He's got Neighbors
Dave.
spelled Malik Neighbors. Neighbors
Gotcha.
Dave. With my face. Anyways, it's really funny.
It's your
Really
face,
creative.
and right above it, it says, "This guy's neighbor." That's my team logo. What do you guys think of the young quarterbacks, though?
I thought Jaden Daniels ran very well yesterday.
He did.
Outside of that,
He's a quarterback.
He needs to learn how to slide.
yeah, he does. Yeah,
It's overrated. Just drop the shoulder.
I thought he ran very well. I think that otherwise, The rookies had a tough one. The second-year quarterbacks had a tough one outside of C.J. Stroud. Caleb Williams, I don't know how. I mean, part of it's on him. That offensive line was terrible. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons, the one time I thought nearly took the handoff, and Williams ran backwards to try to get it. Try to get himself a little space so he can throw it. Yeah, that O-line's rough in Chicago. At least it was yesterday.
The Broncos and Bo Nix, that didn't look...
No, it looked okay at times, but...
Did it, though?
No.
Because
there was... times...
Nah, there was so much...
That one drive in the second quarter looked okay.
If you squinted?
Yeah.
If you look hard, really hard, and try to find positive things, you can.
Sure.
There was so much hype about Bo Nix. Oh, no quarterback has played more snaps in college than him. You're just saying he's an older gentleman that traveled and been to different places.
Hey, Brock Purdy.
Seasoned. To a bunch of different teams, yeah.
Yeah, seasoned. That's yeah.
And also, the preseason is not the regular season. Like, I need people to understand that. Like, the coverages you see in preseason, there is no disguising. We're going to line up because you got guys that may not have the ability to retain all of that information. You don't want to show opposing teams all of the things that you do and do well.
So they run a pretty standard
you're going to line up in cover 2, and it's going to be cover 2. Like, they're going to line up in cover 3, and it's going to be like they are going to show you what they're in, and there will be no movement. And so, younger quarterbacks struggle to recognize coverages, especially when teams are really good at disguising them.
Yeah, for me, watching the young quarterbacks, I wasn't so concerned about Bo Nix. I mean, it is what it is. Sean Payton, I think, will do really good work with him. As far as Jaden Daniels, I think that he's a tremendous talent that will figure some things out, and the game will slow down for him a little bit. I'm sure he'll get some help from some of the coaching staff. But when I look at Caleb Williams, man, I had deja vu of watching Justin Fields trying to run for his life while trying to learn how to play quarterback at the NFL level.
Yeah.
Both players very talented in several different ways, and both players to me looked almost identical playing quarterback for the Bears. And I think for me, that's a massive organizational problem. Maybe not even the quarterback's problem, but how have you done this 2 separate times in close? I was explaining it to somebody a couple weekends ago. They're talking about the Bears. They're from Chicago. Actually, my buddy Mark.
The Bears are from Chicago.
My buddy Mark, his fiance is from Chicago. She's a Bears fan.
Yeah.
And she was asking me about the Bears because, 101 ESPN, tell me about the Bears. I'm like, well, the Bears are a disaster. I'm like, not often do you get a chance to draft a organizational quarterback. When you do, you got to nail it. Now they've had 2 chances at it in close proximity. And both times, this is early still yet for Caleb Williams, but it looked so much like Justin Fields. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
It's maybe not the quarterbacks. The Bears maybe have a bigger problem.
Well, I mean, does he have enough wide receivers now? Because that was the thing Justin Fields didn't have. At what point do you turn and say, we're going to protect the kid?
Thank you.
We're going to take Rome Odunze. You don't like Rome Odunze? I like Rome Odunze. I think he's good. Yeah. You don't like DJ Moore? I like DJ Moore. He's fine. There's only one football. You have to be able to protect him. And yesterday was a disaster because you don't have an offensive line. Justin Fields, I don't know if he's a quarterback when it's all said and done.
I don't know either.
They didn't protect him either. So
that's why I feel like maybe he was left out.
To your point, the O-line stinks.
Don't worry about protecting the quarterback, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
It's overrated.
All right.
Another thing that stood out to me, and we didn't really talk about the Friday night game, but obviously Jordan Love is injured, one of the final plays of the game. That obviously disrupts things in not only the NFC North, but I think the NFC in general, because I think we all came to consensus that Green Bay would be a playoff team. And he's not out for the whole season, so things could change. But one thing that stood out to me, I was not that impressed with Jalen Hurts Friday night. Saquon Barkley obviously went out and had a great game. And that was kind of the extent of their offense other than the A.J. Brown catch for a touchdown. But Jalen Hurts didn't really look like the guy that we saw 2 seasons ago. I think he's kind of on a downward trend.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. That whole passing game didn't look great.
No.
I mean, the field conditions stunk and
That's
all that.
Fair.
But, I mean, Saquon Barkley was the only player that looked, at least from Philly's standpoint, looked like he was already in mid-season form. So I think it's fair to question that with Jalen Hurts.
For me, watching them play, I think this is what he needs to be. Like, they need to run the football and have, big chunk plays. They had a big chunk play to A.J. Brown, who caught a shorter pass and was able to outrun everybody for 67 yards. Like, that's fine with me. I thought the touchdown that he threw to Saquon Barkley was a good read, good decision. You can't turn the ball over a couple of times, but I think that the best version of Jalen Hurts is when he doesn't have to throw it 40 times. Like, and they, to their credit, they ran the football. They gave Saquon Barkley 24 carries. Yes, more please. I think that's the recipe for them to have success.
Last thing here, the Los Angeles Harbaughs pick up a victory, and we knew that it would probably come from the running game. And J.K. Dobbins, who's been injured and has had injury history, he looked great. We actually got a question from the 636 with that game that J.K. Dobbins played yesterday. What do you think that means for Aaron Rodgers because of the injury? And obviously Aaron Rodgers and the Jets take on the 49ers tonight. And you can listen to that right here on 101 ESPN.
So did Dobbins have an Achilles tear as well? I thought he had
an ACL 2 years ago. It might have been an Achilles last year.
Let's make sure that was an Achilles because the ACL and I'm sure the texter's right, but an ACL and an Achilles right now are two different things. I mean,
they're both really bad.
He did injure his Achilles.
All right, so the only counter I'd have to that would be, did you also watch Kirk Cousins, who tore his Achilles tendon?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is your...
We haven't seen Rodgers yet.
Aaron Rodgers is
yesterday.
Exponentially better than Kirk Cousins.
What makes you say that?
Yes.
My two eyeballs.
Yes.
Your what?
His eyeballs.
My eyeballs.
Oh, okay.
You missed the eye part?
Silent.
Okay.
Yes, Marshy. But... I think Rodgers plays like crap tonight, too. I don't think he can move.
You hope?
I think he's going to... Listen, he hopes. and I'm really disappointed in you, Anthony.
Yes.
Because your mother is a Jets fan, and you wishing the worst for one Aaron Rodgers.
Hang on.
It's disheartening for me.
Hang on, Anthony. I have no problem with it.
Nah.
When Mumsy's Maple Leafs were in it, and the Florida Panthers had a chance to boot stomp them, I'm just fine with it. Sorry, Mumsy, if you're watching. I love you.
Yeah.
Your Maple Leafs, see ya.
She raised you.
Yeah.
My mother raised me.
Yep.
Yeah.
You call out. You call out crap when you see it. You know what I mean? When you smell it.
Watch yourself.
Careful. We had one of those today.
Yeah.
You call out crap when you smell it. All right? All right. I got a question for you guys related to my notes from yesterday, and I'll tease it this way. Has anything really changed? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter back with you here. We're headed out to talk to our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Anthony, had a chance to sit down and talk with Stewie today. I'm in the process of trying to buy a home. And Stewie has all these great ideas, programs. And Stewie, I know you've got something special going on too.
That's right, Jamie. Here's what we got. Next week, the Federal Reserve is meeting. They're poised to go ahead and cut interest rates 0.5%, 0.25%. Mortgage rates are dropping. Thinking that's going to happen. We're talking to our customers, and they're saying, you know what? I want to wait to see what the Federal Reserve does. So we ran a program. This is a special just for this week. You cannot get this after the end of this week. It's called the Fed Fund Special. That's what we're going to run. We're going to give the interest rate as if the Federal Reserve is going to cut it 0.5%. So you're getting the same rate now that we anticipate it's going to be there after the Federal Reserve cuts the rate. Now, why is this important to take advantage of now? Well, what happens if the Federal Reserve doesn't do what they're going to do? What happens if they don't cut it 0.5%, they just cut it 1/4? You'll see mortgage rates actually rise. So we're giving you an opportunity to get the best of both worlds right now, get the low rate as if they're going to cut it so you won't miss out on it. If they cut it, you're safe. You got the best deal. If they don't cut it as much as we anticipate, you're way, way ahead of the game. Take advantage now.
This is one of the many reasons to call Stewie. He's got a plan, he's got a contingency, and he's going to help you not only now in the present, but he's going to help you in the future, too, because he's always got your best interest at heart. But you do have to pick up the phone. Call him, text him, whatever you want. It's his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440.
Again, that's 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him, day, night, doesn't matter. If you can't remember that phone number because maybe you're driving around right now, what can you do?
You always Google the bagel loan.
Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 to the Seattle Mariners over the weekend. They have today off. Andre Palante will be on the mound tomorrow for the Cardinals as they take on the Cincinnati Reds. First pitch is at 6:45. City SC play to a draw against New England. 2-2 the final score this weekend. They'll take on Minnesota on Saturday with a start time of 7:30. And we will end the day with Anthony's NFL Week 1 game notes. a little teaser here. Has anything changed in the NFL? And we'll talk about that ahead of tonight's Monday Night Football game as the San Francisco 49ers take on the New York Jets. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter Update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Week 1 in the NFL. So Marsh just, he noted it right in his SportsCenter update. We're going to wrap things up with my notes from week 1. We did this with Jamie and Carey and Marsh. It's just a way for us to kind of share what we saw in week 1. I'll go all the way back to Thursday night with the Chiefs. Now, I was excited as anyone for the NFL season to kick off. I loved it to watch the games yesterday, rewatching some of the games today, kind of pick up, some things that wanted to highlight today. From Thursday night, with the Chiefs' victory over the Ravens and going through last night's game, the one big thought I had was, has anything changed? We go through the offseason, we go through the draft, we go through the free agency, we hype up teams, we question teams. We do all this, the preseason hype and previews and all that, and then the game's starting. You're like, oh, okay, Patrick Mahomes is still quarterbacking God, and the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC. Okay, Lamar Jackson still has things that he needs to do to get to that next level, but damn, he's fun to watch, and the Ravens are good. Let's see, the Panthers still stink, the Giants still stink, the Falcons still can't win close games. The Steelers always win close games. The Bears still have quarterbacking problems, most likely, and offensive line issues. Let's see here. Lions are still good from a year ago. The Cowboys, we don't know. Looked good yesterday, but they typically look good in the season opener. Patriots still play great defense. The Bengals still can't win in week 1. Has anything really changed? I mean, I know things have changed, right? But I got the sense that the more we previewed everything and the more we're expecting certain things,
still a lot the same.
Still the same.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's still a really good quarterback, no matter who's his wide receivers are, The Texans still fun to watch.
I would agree. A lot of what happened in week 1 was very reminiscent to last year and even years before. So it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out, because it can't just be the same the whole year.
Right.
It can't. At some point, it's going to take a left turn.
Sure.
And that's where the chaos will happen. And it'll be one of those marginal divisions where all of a sudden there's 3 teams that could be playoff teams.
Right.
And we'll get a sprint to the finish line.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. A lot of it was very much the same, to where as it was happening in real time, I'm like, well, of course it is. Of course it is.
Daniel Jones can't play quarterback. No, that makes sense.
That one hurts.
That's unbelievable. But I'm sorry, guys. I have to say it again. I'm not jabbing at you, Carey, at all. Daniel Jones could go down as one of the biggest mistakes an NFL team has ever made. And I know he had to get paid. I know he had to get. What else were they going to do, right?
I thought you meant drafting them.
No, paying him.
Paying him, I agree. Paying him was a worse mistake than drafting him, and the drafting part wasn't.
Deshaun is probably going to go down as worse in terms of paying. Like that. Yeah.
But at least Deshaun had the talent at one point.
At one point.
Absolutely, yeah.
Questionable decisions, no doubt. But he had the talent at one point.
I saw a tweet yesterday. It was about Ed Donatel and how he finally contributed to a Vikings win because of how poorly his defense played in that playoff game 2 years ago, which then led to Daniel Jones getting the contract, which then led to him actually starting the game against the Vikings, and the Vikings won. So shout out Ed Donatel.
Just gotta wait your time.
That is really
comes
good.
Around. Good for him.
I mentioned Josh Allen, and I feel like there's this groundswell led by Carey that the Bills aren't going to be good this year, and Josh Allen makes too many mistakes, and they don't have Stephon Diggs, and they're not like this, that, and the other thing. And boy, you guys were right for a half.
It looked really bad in the first half.
It looked really bad in the first half, including Josh Allen trying to make something happen. He tried to bail out of the pocket. He gets stripped. He fumbles, led to a Cardinals field goal, and the Cardinals are up 10-0. You're like, uh-oh, all the offseason talk about the Bills being bad. Not great, right? But instead, what had happened in the second half was he started to spread the ball around. He's got, Matt Collins making a big play. James Cook busted a couple of, and all of a sudden, Josh Allen is leaping into the end zone. You're like, okay, you're still good. I don't know if they're a Super Bowl contender. I don't know if there's an AFC title contender, but I still think the Bills are going to be the team to beat in the AFC East.
So for me, that's fool's gold because of the team that they're playing. Like the first half,
love the Cardinals.
I do. No. I like the Cardinals. I think they're going to be
a playoff team.
No, I didn't say that. I said they were going to be
Kyler
okay.
Murray can't even find wide open receivers.
I did not say. I do like the Cardinals. I don't love them, but I think both of those teams. What the kids say, mid. Both of them. Both of them. They are both mid, in my opinion.
I'm watching
what you saw
this season.
Listen, what you saw from Josh Allen.
Stuff down, please.
In the first, no, you can remember this because he doesn't.
Because you always pivot.
No, don't pivot. I think that Josh Allen is he's fine. I don't think he's what Rex Ryan called him, the baddest man on the planet. Now that's absurd.
What's your problem with Rex?
Rex clearly doesn't watch Patrick Mahomes play football. As much as he does.
Fair enough. I got no rebuttal.
What the hell is he talking about, huh?
Fair.
Okay. I don't know if that was a case of the Arizona Cardinals not being really good or if Josh Allen does have what's going to be. I just don't trust this. I don't trust what they have in games where they're going to be playing really good teams.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Okay, this is Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got Bet the Board. We've got 3 stars of the day. We've got criticisms and compliments. That's all next. If you missed anything from today's show, you can download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board here in the fast lane. Marsh, you got the latest standings?
Yeah, it's okay.
I am leading the charge this month with 4 points. Carey's behind me with 2, and you two, Jamie, Anthony, are tied at 1.
1, Anthony. Not great.
No, not at all. All right, well, Marshy.
Who's your 1.5 today, Carey?
It's on Marshy first. I'm sorry.
Give me the opening kickoff of Monday Night Football to be a touchback for minus 150.
Wow.
That can't be real. Every damn kickoff is a touchback.
Unless you are the...
Not everyone.
Unless you're the... Who scored a touchdown? DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas of Arizona.
Cardinals.
I hate that bet. That's illegal.
Okay, mister. I'm going to take Nolan Gorman over
half a
5 bases.
Times
for plus 128.
Hey, that ran its course. Okay? It ran its course.
Poor kid's down in the minors now.
Not even playing in the big leagues.
But still.
Jamie ran him down to AAA.
No, that was Carey.
No,
Carey sent him down all year.
Give me Juan Soto, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 140. He's good, guys.
He's very good. I will agree. Oh, you let me go?
Yeah, go for it.
Give me the Baltimore Orioles on the money line. They're plus 108 against the Red Sox tonight.
And there you go. Oh, no, my
game started?
No. I've done that.
What game did he have last week?
It was Cincinnati and Houston.
They were already down by 7.
I don't think Anthony made it out of the building before I said, hey, by the way, Houston's down 9-0.
I'll be honest, I have not recovered since LSU and whoever they played that one night didn't go over. USC.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was tough. That was a big parlay.
That was. No, I have. I want Deebo Samuel over 61.5 rushing and passing yards. So rushing, passing over 61.5.
So rushing and receiving?
Yes.
Wait.
Okay. You can combine the two.
So he's going to get 61 total yards?
Yes.
Over?
Yes.
That's an easy.
You don't like that
should
one
be
either.
illegal too.
Over 61.5? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it at?
61.5.
No, but what is it? Minus what? I got to check this crap. I almost said it again right there. It's a bad day for me.
I'll tell you.
He's got all of a sudden it's locked up, Carey.
Oh, okay.
It's probably like minus 300.
It's not, I promise you.
You
know what? I'll go to a different
This
one.
bet is under protest.
It's all
That's
locked.
it.
All right.
It is
Until
locked.
I can show you, that's fine. Thank you. It is locked.
It is locked. I don't know why it would be locked so early.
Anyways, Marsh, what do you got?
Well, if we don't have odds on it, we can't play the bet.
I'll pull up another book.
I'm just trying to keep it real.
I know you
Anthony?
are.
Just
Keeping it real.
Anthony, you
Otherwise,
had
I've got the Dodgers at minus 200.
Well, you got to say the Dodgers at minus 150.
Anthony, tough showing today in the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
This is what Matt had to say. You guys don't suck, and you guys gave your best and answered all the questions. However, you are as good as the last game, so your record is 0-1. Hang tough, men, and go get them tomorrow and drink excessively to forget today's temporary complete failure.
Oh, man.
Love you still, even when you fail miserably. That is from Matt.
That was a lot of like crap sandwich just
that didn't feel.
like
I'm
piled
on a
up.
pause from drinking excessively, so.
Really?
Yeah, I took my boys out Saturday night for their 21st birthday.
Oh, you told me about that. Did they try to drink you under the table?
They tried. Got home about 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, no. A long night.
Liver's day to day.
Yeah.
Let's get to our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day goes to Kirk Cousins for just making Anthony angry.
How and or why?
Hey, I don't make the rules.
No, but you do make the stars.
2nd star of the day goes to James Earl Jones.
Oh, yes. Forgot about him in the Sandlot, too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
yeah.
1st star of the day, and this one earned it, goes to the dump button.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, good call on that
dump
one.
button.
All right, that'll do it for us. Don't forget, we have 49ers Jets pregame, 6:30. End the game for you. Go 49ers. I know Tanisha in the Snake Pit will be watching her 49ers. I'll be rooting for them as well because I don't like Aaron Rodgers. So everybody enjoy the game tonight. We'll be back tomorrow 2 o'clock for Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.